Alright, hopefully this should all be live and somewhat working now. Hello there, you chatliest of chatly people who should be able to hear me, and who more importantly should also be able to hear me at a non-weird pitch shifted resolution, maybe. Alright, hopefully this and should all be live I didn't mute and the stream working now. Why did I not mute the stream? Chatliest of shut up. Me, I don't need to hear myself. No one would want to hear themselves anyway, it's just weird. So are these every Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? It might be Wednesday. No, I don't think these are going to be every Wednesday, it's just that this happens to be a time when I can actually be, you know, bothered to do things. I'm actually off, like, for the rest of December now, so yeah. If it happens to fall on Wednesdays, it'll fall on Wednesdays. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. They will be as and when, basically, because that's how I operate these days. There are no schedules, there are no plans, everything is just... It happens when it happens, and what happens depends on what I can be bothered to do. So, we need to do the continuing adventures of ThiCCsalot. You might have noticed that I may very well have gone a little bit further with Derpington the Mage. Maybe just a little bit. I think I might have sunk just a few hours into playing this over the past week. Just a little bit of time has been spent playing this game. Yeah. So, continuing adventures of ThiCCsalot, because why not? It's not so much a first-time playthrough now, because I actually kind of know what's going on most of the time. I can't even remember what I've got to do with Derpington. I think I'm at the point of killing, what was it, 4 lords and then going on and doing the boss. So do let me know if the audio is okay. It should be alright. Maybe. It'll probably be easier to tell if we've got the, when we get into some combat, whether it's okay or not. What did I even have on this guy? Where were we with everything? We were still under half equip roll, good, so we're still mid-rolling, that's nice. Where did we get to? We didn't go back to the asylum yet, because I will die if I try to take down the big monster thing there. Okay, so I don't remember going into the basement of Undead Burg. We've got heal and force. Loads of swords, got a storage straight... Oh yeah, we were questioning the straight sword versus the Morning Star, I believe, last time, when we killed the totally not the Manticore's honest guy. I think that's basically where we got... Oh yeah, we killed the guy who was totally not yet the Silent Chief, because I wanted his bling ring, because it's pretty legit. So what have we got? Force and... Oh, did I level up my attunement? I must have done. Where did we go to? Attunement, yeah, 12. A little bit of strength, more faith, because you gotta have faith, it's a good thing like that. Gonna get a chain set? I might go and get... Did I go back to the asylum with Derpington? Yes, I did. It was great. I went in, immediately died to the thing, and was like, oh, there's a thing under the floor with the blind drop. Thanks, game. That's not, you know, a little bit cheap at all, is it? To be fair, I kind of expected something, because when I was exploring around, I actually went to an area and sort of looked through the fence and was like, oh, there's a giant demon there. I wonder how I get there, and then I found out. You have to fall through the floor. Okay, that's... Well, that is a way of getting there, I suppose. Yeah! No, miracles! Miracles! More miracles! Yeah! But yeah, on Derpington, I sort of started leveling up his faith and getting to play with some of the bigger, scarier miracles. And that was fun, actually. Like, I got, not force like the one above it. Like, it could, for the sake of being simple, just be called, you know, like, greater force or something, but it's not. That one's kind of cool. That's actually like a really big AoE push away, which is really fun. I'm sort of quite enjoying that. So yeah, I've actually been kind of doing, like, a weird dual int, sort of like an int and faith build with him. Kinda messed it up a little bit because I took his int up to 50, which seems like it was a bit overkill. I think I could have just left it at 40, but I suppose it really depends on what item you equip as to where the cap is, whether it's 40, 45 or 50. 50 seems to be like the sort of not absolute hard cap for int, but it's really like there's not a whole lot of point going above that. Unless you're like, you really want to just be the biggest brained nibber in the world. But I've been leveling up his faith and having a little bit of fun with that. Just for shits and giggles, really. Other than that, interesting news for that guy, I managed to get... I've got both the Covetous ring, the gold and the silver, and I managed to find myself the weird head that gives you the ability to loot extra stuff. So it was great. Managed to do all of that stuff. So I've now got a mimic head on that guy, which means I can't do anything. Like I'm stuck fat rolling and waddling around, so I have to run naked around with that if I want to farm extra souls. Which, you know, which is fine, I guess, because if I'm only using it for farming, it's probably going to be areas that I'm mostly alright in anyway, so that's fine. But that's the adventures of someone who isn't this guy, and we should focus on the adventures of this guy, because this is the guy that we're actually doing things with. So I'm kind of happy going with like a big faith build, big strength build with this guy. Probably going to ignore pyromancy, because, well, I've been doing that on Durflington as well. Find it to be kind of lackluster. It's a bit meh. We only got those two things, didn't we? We are definitely the Hoy of the White. And, God, I miss having only 4-digit requirements to level up. Oh, back in the day. So I believe we're probably going to want to go and touch maybe the Capra Demon next, or I might just skip that for now and go and touch, maybe go touch Blighttown and the Queelag Wench and whatnot. So not entirely sure what I'm going to do. I think things which may need to be done though is just a little bit of leveling and get some better armor. I might actually go for a full chain set. I think we were looking at it last time, and it might actually work out somewhat in my favour. But I think it'll be lighter than what we've got, and it will afford me better protection, from what I remember. What was that, 7? I think the other one was 6 point something, and we can get some gloves from there as well. What was I going to look at? Oh yeah, equip load. As long as we stay under half, then I won't be fat rolling, because fat rolling sucks. Actually, I'm going to go kill these firebomb guys first, because screw those guys. They suck. And this guy as well, because just screw that guy. Also, I think we should probably invest in a double shield build as well, because those are hilarious. As we discovered last time, dual-wielding shields is the most legitimate of legit plans, and is absolutely the plan used by the most pro of Dark Souls players. All single stab kills, yeah, because backstabs are great. And they're easy. Also, because I have the sword and I level up the faith requirement for the sword, I kind of do a load of magic damage as well, which is nice. I could also go and touch the Dark Knight down here as well. Let's go see about that chain set first, and then I might go and die to him repeatedly, as I mistime every single one of my parries in order to try and riposte him to death. Let's go say hi to these dudes. Hello. Hello. Look, I just want to stab you in the back, guy. Just want to stab you in the back. I just want to stab you in the back. Come on, just let it... There we go. Do I think it's funny that someone lost their Patreon after celebrating someone losing theirs? Yeah, I do. I found that absolutely hilarious. To the point where when they're bitching and whining about, oh, but my livelihood, it's like, I don't fucking care. You laughed and jeered at other people losing their livelihood, or part of their livelihood. You gave zero fucks. Didn't even try to defend them as a matter of principle, and now the same thing's happened to you. You want fucking sympathy? Lol, no. I mean, as a matter of principle, I think it's fucking disgusting, but in real life, my actual thought is just, lol, you fucking had it coming, scrub. So what were we doing weight-wise? Chain armor. I might actually just go for the chain armor. Its weight is definitely less than what we've got now. It's not like it's very expensive stuff, and it'll hold out for a while anyway.
Oh, thank you very much. Come back soon.
Yeah, shut up. God, the voice actor they got for this guy was annoying. What have we got to play with weight-wise now? We've basically got another 5 points of weight. Somehow I just look even more goofy wearing this. I think it's the lack of chin. This guy, he has a very chimp face. His face just looks like a chimp from up close. We're definitely seeing how thick this guy is now. Like, let's just compare those two. The hollow, what were we wearing before? Hollow soldier armor. You see, because there's nothing around the waist, he looks reasonably trim there. Because this outfit pushes the shoulders out and makes the chest look bigger. But as soon as you don that, which goes all the way down, damn son, ThiCCsalot really really living up to his name there. Yeah, when you're someone who tries to get journalists and feds to go after people's incomes and then you lose your income, it's kind of like, I don't have any fucking sympathy to give anymore at all. Do I want chain gauntlets?
Chin bastard. Right, you...
God, I want to kill this guy so fucking badly. Am I offline? You miss a lot of content staying hollow all the time, by the way. No, you really don't. You miss like half a dozen NPC invasions, which are shit anyway, while leaving yourself open to invasions all the time anyway, which just fucking sucks because it's bullshit. Because I guarantee you 90% of the people invading you are going to be people who massively outlevel you, massively outgear you because they're twinking, or they are just netcoding hacking bastards who have basically hacked their stats to all be 99, so... Yeah, why would I bother? No, staying hollow is quite fine up until you do those NPC invasion points, unless if you even want to do those. There's not really a whole lot of point to them. Do I want gauntlets or not? It wouldn't take me into fat rolling... Wouldn't take me into fat rolling territory, so I might... maybe... They're relatively cheap. What's the weight of the helmet that we've got? It's 3, I think. If it's anything more than that. Yeah, it's the same weight as the... Now we should... Yeah, we're still mid-rolling. That's fine. Yeah, we're mid-rolling. We've got more armor now, so that's that's fine. I think this will do for now. And I think the chain helm would be the same weight. I think they're both 3.
Ow.
What is it? Yeah, it's 3, it's the same weight. Fuck it, we'll get one.
Oh, thank you.
It's not like I'm very short for cash anyway, so... Yeah, we'll acquire that. I think this gives me more... well, it just gives me a bit more protection all over. Except for lightning damage, but... I can't imagine I'm going to experience a whole lot of lightning damage. But, yeah, there we go. That is ThiCCsalot, definitely living up to his name in thickest of thick gear. But yeah, twinking. Twinking in a video game is where you basically over-optimize a character for the level that they are. Normal ways that you do that is by giving them gear that is not normally available at that point in the game, like later game stuff, which is far superior to the early game items, despite them only being low-level stuff. So, for example, if there's not a wield requirement on an item, and you find it on your, like, level 90 character, and you upgrade it to, like, maximum damage everything, you could then hand it off to a level 1 guy, and he's got a sword which, even though he doesn't have the maximum stat benefit from it, he still would get all the passive benefit. So, like, if it's a plus 20 weapon, but it doesn't require, like, 50 strength to wield, you only need, like, 10 to wield it, he's still got a massive advantage passively from that weapon. Like, that would be an example. I don't think that applies in this game, because I can't remember if stat requirements level up as you level up the gear. I think it does, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it's normally done by people who want online play and to just have a massive advantage, because they get a vast amount of enjoyment out of literally just kicking around people who can't fight them on an even keel. Because some people find that really entertaining, and reasons. I've personally never really understood the appeal of that myself, but some people really enjoy it. Right. Let's backstab this guy to death. Maybe. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do the I want to stab you in the back dance. There we go. It is just the I want to stab you in the back dance. Just endless circle strafing. Until they shield bash you with very little warning, and then you lose. Come on, Look, I just want to stab you in the back, bro. Accept your fate. And we can stab him before he gets through. Oh, sweet. We actually managed to get the sword as well. Which is good, because that sword is basically fucking broken at this level. Ha! Yeah, dem parameters, though. I mean, I'll be able to wield it when I get the strength requirement for it, so that's nice. I don't think you actually need the dexterity to get the full bonus. I'm not entirely sure. What was the other thing that he dropped, anyway? Was it a set of the boulder something or other? No? Or was it? I'm just fucking blind. I totally missed the other thing that he dropped. I think, was it Titanite? I think just came up. I can't remember. But yeah, we have the ridiculously overpowered sword of ridiculously overpoweredness, which is going to be hilarious when I hit people with it. Look at it, it's just, nah. It's so fucking good. I guess you can two-hand it and kind of get over the requirements a little bit, but for now we will stick with what we've got, but that's going to be the kind of thing to level up later on. That's of course assuming that I want to actually use that weapon, which I might, or I might not. It depends if I want to level up my dexterity. Which I probably will, to be fair, because I'll probably want to get a, like a longbow or something, because that's going to be useful. Especially for shooting the dragon. Alright, let's go pop these archers up here, and then we'll go off over to here. So this is good. Yeah, stop telling me to two-hand the weapon, chat. We've been over the backseat gaming rules. Fuck backseat gamers, they are scum. So I will continue to do as I will. And if anything, people telling me what to do is more likely to get me to not to do it. because I am vindictive and petty like that. But I'll stick with this for now, because I like to have a shield available. Shields are great. Also, I might be able to remember where I wanted to go if I keep going this way, which might be nice. It really goes down to Capra Demon or non-Capra Demon. Ah, I didn't use the basement key. Okay. Yes, I know, I have top chat on, I couldn't be bothered to switch it, so you're just gonna have to not swear, basically. It's not that difficult. Did I used to play WoW? Yes, I did, many, many moons ago, and what class was I? Literally anything that tanked or healed, because those are the roles that get you all of the love. So I had a high-level priest, high-level death knight, worked up on getting a warrior. I did have a warlock for the deeps, because they were my favourite deeps class, but unfortunately no one cares if you do DPS, because everyone does DPS and everyone wants to be the person that does DPS. So you better find yourself a tank or a healing role. That's the only way you'll get any priority when it comes to doing, well, anything. Unless you want a PvP, which I did. Because, you know, Athlocks in arenas, yo! Dots everywhere. It was great. Loved it. Is Capra Demon worth the fight with the camera? Probably not. Capra Demon is a fucking bullshit fight, but the only reason it's a bullshit fight is because of the arena, wrestling with the camera, and the two dogs that literally body block you from jumping him. The camera and the lock-on in this game, man. I've already complained about them, but I will complain about them again. They are god-awful in this game. You know, it's like 2 extra enemies. Like, you know, you thought you had enough enemies to deal with. No, you've got the camera and the lock-on to deal with as well. The lock-on in this game is fucking retarded. You gonna jump me yet, guys? There we go. But yeah, lock-on in this game is fucking retarded. I've even been playing with my, caster. I thought he would have staggered more from that. Okay, they've got a quicker recovery time than I would have thought. Yeah, okay, these guys actually recover from being knocked over quite quickly. But yeah, I've been, because I've been in the archives with my warlock, or my mage character, I've noticed that the lock-on is like half the distance of everywhere else in the game, for no fucking reason whatsoever. I've seen people try to justify it, it's like, oh, it's because it's dark. It's like, it's not fucking dark, you can see everywhere. It's the same reason people try to justify it in, like, that Tomb of the Giants place. It's like, oh, it's just because it's really dark, so it's hard for you to see. It's like, if you've got a light spell, then that shouldn't be a problem. But nope, we're going to halve your lock-on distance because fuck you, that's why. Yeah. Yeah. So, kinda having enough with the lock-on and the camera in this game. They are both bullshit. But you know, you deal with them, that's about it. I might try the Capra Demon, much as I fucking hate that guy. I can at least go and release the wizard from down here. Yes, I know, there's an ambush. There we go. Hi guys. That was not an intended jump attack. I just did one anyway. Have I mentioned how much I dislike kicking and jump attacks in this game? Because sometimes you literally do just want to walk forward rather than actually taking a swing and moving forward. Because I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that. I'm just going to stab you in the back, bro. I want to get revenge. There we go. Nailed it. Well, at least we can go, we can free the mage. I might go level up a little bit. There's a dog around here as well. Yeah, you're not going to get me. I know that you're here, bitches. Oh yeah, all that black thief armor. I remember that. Great. Alright, well we've cleared all this stuff out. Let's go find the mage. He was behind the only door that you can open, because all the other doors must be closed for some reason. Which way was it? It's one of the doors. I don't think it's that one. I think it's the square one. Yeah, there we go.
Somebody help, damn. How did this...
Yeah, if you stop... okay, I've got to go back and buy the key. Thought the master key would do it, but no, that one you do need the residence key. Alright, I'll go and buy the residence key, and then we'll open the door. Because, you know, you're a fucking wizard, but clearly you don't have the ability to open doors. You know, you don't have an unlock spell, or anything involving fire, or some sort of force ability. Well, actually, kind of interestingly, they don't. Which is kind of fun, actually. It's like, no, the holy people, they have push abilities in this game. Pyromancers get fire, mages don't. Mages get blue shit. When did I stop playing WoW? When Cataclysm came out. Because Cataclysm was shit. I went back a little bit for Mists of Pandaria, which was also shit, so I played for about a week. And then uninstalled it and never went back because it was awful.
Oh, thank you.
Basically, past that point, Blizzard stopped being able to make anything good, and that's probably because they ran out of ideas. The only reason that sort of one of the big draws for me in regards to everything like the Burning Crusade and the Frozen Throne and whatnot was the story element continuing on from Warcraft 3. But Blizzard can't make good games anymore, so as soon as they stopped being able to milk their old properties for decent characters and story arcs, it all went to shit. Which is exactly what happened with, you know, Diablo 3 and now the Diablo fucking whatever it was re-release, where they were like, hey guys, would you like a Diablo game on a tablet? And everyone said no, and they were like, well, too bad, you've got it! There was Overwatch, which is Babby's first arena shooter, where the hitboxes are literally twice the size of your characters, because fuck you! Then they released Heroes of the Storm, which was literally, hey, that Aeon of Strife and that Defense of the Ancient things that people keep patching into our games, maybe we should release our own version, but not as good, because, yeah... Basically, Blizzard hasn't come up with anything original for ages, and it's all been shit. Hearthstone turned into RNG bullshit the game. What else happened? What other bullshit have they done? Oh yeah, to give you an idea of just how boring and unoriginal Blizzard are when it comes to lacking any ideas for properties, they are re-releasing Warcraft 3, they're calling it Warcraft 3 Reforged, because they do not have any original ideas to come up with themselves for properties, so they are literally now just admitting, hey, all we can do is re-release our old shit, because that's what people love. So yeah. Fuck Blizzard, basically. They haven't made anything good since Warcraft 3. Like, literally, Warcraft 3 was the last good thing that they did. I suppose StarCraft 2, you could say, because... yeah, StarCraft 2 did come out after Warcraft 3, so StarCraft 2 was the last good thing that they did. Which is really quite sad, actually. But it kind of tells you everything you need to know about Blizzard as a company. So yeah. Blizzard sucks and only makes shit games now. I would like to blame Activision. Where's the other Doge? Come on, Doge, come play. It'll be great. You'll love it. I've got pointy things for you. I'll get firebombs up for this. They probably won't be much use, but let's see. Alright. Let's go and die to Capra Demon-based bullshit by getting insta-jibbed as soon as you walk into the arena. And then get body blocked into a corner by dogs where you will fucking die immediately. Remember guys, this game is really hard and it's always really fair. Like, that's why, you can totally never get body blocked into corners and insta-jibbed by bosses like that. Because this game's really fair and balanced. So yes, that was the bullshit that is the Capra Demon fight. If you're able to dodge them all and not get stuck in the, not get body blocked in the wall, basically. If you're able to avoid that, then the fight is actually kind of easy, because you can just plunging attack him to death, and it's quite simple from there. But it's basically just a test of, can you not die to immediate bullshit? That's it. As long as you can not get body blocked into that corner, you'll be fine. Who designed that bullshit? Well, someone who thought that they needed to make the game really, really hard. Capra Demon could be made a good fight if A, the arena was bigger, and B, there weren't any dogs. Honestly, you could have a bigger arena with dogs if there weren't places for you to get body blocked into, or you could keep the arena the same and not have the dogs, and those two changes would massively improve that fight. Insofar as they'd actually then make it a good fight for the level that you are. The dogs and the fact that you can get body blocked into oblivion is what makes that fight bullshit. It is one of the most... It's one of the most bullshit fights in this game. It's right up there along with Bed of Chaos for shit like that. So it'll be fine as long as I roll quickly, basically, and get past the dogs. It'll be fine. I'm just gonna stab you in the back, bro. Alright. Come on then. Would you like a firebomb? They're fun. Look! They're fun. You'll love it. I really do keep underestimating the range of this sword. need to get used to swinging swords, not pokey swords. My mage has a very pokey sword, it's great. I'm far used to the lunges. Yeah, pillars don't interrupt boss attacks or any enemy attacks. Enemy attacks in this game are not affected by the environment, but yours are. So the fact that you can be killed through walls by enemies is one of the things that makes this game really hard, guys, but it's totally fair. Because, yeah. Fanboys will defend a lot of things about this game. Alright, let's go and either instantly die or successfully dodge everything. Nope, I am now body blocked in by the dogs again. There we go. Good fun. It's basically, if you can get past that and onto the stairs, it becomes really easy, and that's basically what you need to do it. And ultimately, this boss fight is literally just a test of, can you dodge until you get to a point you can deal with it. And this is why people don't like this fight. It is definitely one of the fights that you see people complain about. Hard, you mean broken? It's not broken, it's just that... It's... being broken would be there being no way around it. There is a way around it, it's just kind of dumb, insofar as you do have to herd them to a narrow point and start swinging away. If you could swing through walls... like, that is one of my biggest complaints about this. You can't swing through walls, but enemies can. That is bullshit. But if you couldn't... If the enemies couldn't swing through walls, you could just stand underneath that little overhang bit, and then the Capra Demon wouldn't be able to hit you. Or it would have to use some sort of stabbing attack, which, you know, would be nice. Have a firebomb. I love it. Didn't really intend that to be a plunging attack, but it turned into one. Intended that one, though. Oh. Oh, come on. It's right there, I want it. Oh well. So yeah, let's go and probably die to the Capra Demon one more time. Because, you know, it's a really fair fight. It's really well designed. This game is really well designed, guys. It's totally fair and there's no bullshit in it whatsoever. Remember that. Dark Souls fans will defend this game endlessly for some reason. There really isn't a whole lot to defend about Capra Demon. Like I said, if they... all they'd have to do to make this good is bigger arena or remove the dogs. I like how we've got a backseat gamer here. Roll left! It's like, what do you think I did? I rolled left. What happened? I got body blocked because of bullshit. Alright, there we go. Now you see, getting through there, it's literally just luck. Can you make it through there or not? If you can, and you get rid of these two dogs like this, now this becomes doable. I missed a plunging attack. That was fucking embarrassing. Have a firebomb, you'll love it. There we go. See, it is literally get past the bullshit that is the dogs, and then you're fine. Come on. He doesn't seem to want to go all the way up the stairs, which is kind of weird. No, come up the stairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Have a firebomb while you're standing there as well. No, you... Dude, come up the stairs so you can start whiffing shit. Come on. Come on. Up, 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 up. Alright. Deedly-dee. Come on. Come on, get up. Up, 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 up. Come on. There's a good boy. He's a good little demon. Who's a good little demon face? Come on, fall off the stairs. Fall off the stairs. Because I want my free hits. Come on, let's do it again. Same thing. See, this is why the only thing that makes this fight difficult is the dogs. And I think this point here is proving this. Like, literally, the only thing that made that fight difficult was getting to the stairs and getting past the body-blocking dogs. As soon as you get past the body-blocking dogs, it's not difficult. As I said, the way you make this fight good is make the arena bigger, remove these bullshit trees that get in the way of your camera, make the arena bigger, and it would be a good fight. Or, and then you could keep the dogs. Or, you keep the arena this size and have just the demon. You could probably remove the stairs and just have the Capra demon by itself in there, and then it would be a good fight. Nope, it's just the dogs and that arena that makes it bullshit. No, short swords do not have poor crowd control, Mr. Backseat Gamer. Crowd control can be done using the environment. I suggest you L2P before you tell others how to play the game. Or more correctly, I just suggest that you stop telling people how to play the game. But short swords are absolutely fine for crowd control if you use the environment to your advantage, which is what you should be doing at all times. I can't remember what's this way. Oh yeah, it's the shortcut. And this merchant as well. Yeah, I don't care, just let me look at the things. Okay. Do I want to get any of those resins? They can be useful. Poison and fire can be nice to have on your weapon. Oh well. We'll open the shortcut back to the fireside place. I might go back, do some leveling. I have another little look, see if I can get any more miracles. As I do enjoy miracles, they are fun. Working theory, I'm playing this game to trigger backseat gamers and tell them off. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'd have thought the title of the first stream being "This is a perfect game with absolutely no flaws or bugs" would have made that fairly obvious. I know, games which are really bad for backseat gaming is any of the Souls games. It's always, oh, you should use this weapon, you should do this, go here. Why aren't you using this weapon? Especially when they're weapons which aren't really obvious on how to get them. But no, people like to do that, and it's like, first of all, if, like I said, if someone's playing a game for the first time, just let them go through, do all the fuck-ups themselves. That's part of the learning experience. All of the backseat gamers out there, it's like, look, if you had someone hand-holding your way through the first time of the game, then I feel sorry for you, because you didn't get the proper experience of the game making all the fuck-ups. But people need to learn, and watching people learn is fun. Alright, we got a couple of levels. My theory is that we should absolutely just level Faith and nothing else, because we are the whitest of white knights. It's not actually a bad theory, because we do have the Ring of Awesomeness attached to us, so we don't actually really need, like, Endurance or Vitality, because we have the Ring of Awesomeness. So I'll probably just level up Strength. I can get the Strength requirement up, actually, to use the big awesome Sword of Awesomeness. And then I'll just have to work on getting the Dexterity up. Assuming that I do want to use that sword. Is it 18 Dexterity and we're on, what, 11? Yeah. You have no idea I get pissy with calls from the crowd. No, telling people that you don't want backseat gaming isn't being pissy. That's staying calm and telling people reasons for your preferences. That's not getting pissy. If you're going to use that sort of line, or, you know, emotional manipulation when it comes to people expressing their preference calmly to you, well, that's kind of sad on your part then. So whenever someone does that, it's like, oh, you're overreacting, you're just being mad, you're just being this, you're just being that, that's just your way of dismissing their point of view without having to address it. If you'd like to actually address my reasoning as to saying that backseat gaming can ruin experiences for people going through things the first time, you're more than welcome to try to do so, just don't use emotional blackmail to do it, and we'll be fine. You can actually try and do something constructive then. Alright, let's see if this... Oh yeah, this guy's going to be really happy because the other person is back. And then they're going to fuck off shortly. Now, let me look at your miracles! And also learn to shrug for the first time, apparently. Which ones were useful? It's really only Homeward or the Greater Heal Excerpt which I want. They're kind of expensive. Fuck it.
Again.
Oh yeah, these guys are just going to be annoyed at me if I want to talk to her, because I'm part of the unclean masses of people who are bad for some reason. Black Knight's sword is fun and totally not OP. No, yeah. It is. It's the most fun weapon in the game. It totally doesn't break the early game, or the entirety of the game. Yeah. Mildly pissy? No, there's nothing pissy about it. It is a calm expression of a preference. You can continue using emotionally blackmailing language to try to dismiss it as much as you like, but no, that's not what's happening. It's a calm expression of an opinion. You can accept the calm expression of the opinion and come back with a calm expression of your opinion, that's fine. But just trying to do the you had an emotional reaction card doesn't work. Yeah. Especially accusing someone like me of being emotional. It's like, you are aware I really don't do emotions. Yeah, they're too weird. Right, I guess we can go into the depths next, actually. That'll probably be the next point, won't it? Did I actually have a bow? Nah. Ha! 40 strength. No, I can use this. Not as an offhand weapon. I can use this as a main weapon. It'll be fine. Nothing will possibly go wrong with this. Fight me. Ah. Fucking fight me. Yeah. It's okay. We can two-hand it. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Ah. Look at me, I am using a really practical weapon that is totally realistic for someone to be using. It's great. Yeah, let's maybe put that away, shall we? I do have the halberd. What was the stats for halberding? Oh yeah, 1 extra dexterity. I should probably actually put into that. I can still use it because I do have the strength. I'll just stagger a little bit. You don't see it as blackmailing, it might be a language. It may very well be a language difference. I don't know what is your primary language and whether there's another word for it. But to try and put it in the, like I said, I'm not using it as like an offensive term because like emotional blackmail is actually just a term for it, but it's basically... It's not like emotional... Well, it is kind of emotional manipulation, but it's sort of done, like, without malice. I mean, you can do it with malice or without malice, but it's basically where you dismiss a legitimate argument by the assertion of emotions clouding the judgment that made the argument. It's basically you had an emotion and therefore your point of view is not valid. Even though you can spend ages laying out your reasoning completely clearly, it's basically the same as someone, like, let's say you make a statement and then you bring up loads of sources and reasoning for it, and if you've ever had to deal with someone who's a proponent of social justice, you've probably experienced it, you know, where they just sort of go, oh, you're just mad, and it's like, no, here is all of my reasoning, here is all of this stuff. But they're just like, oh no, you're definitely just mad about it. It's basically the assertion of an emotional reaction to invalidate someone's point of view. It's similar to that. The annoying thing about it is just that it's really easy to do and not realise that you're doing it. Of course, the other way to consider it is that emotions can be valid. That someone can actually be mad or angry about something, but there can be a valid reason behind someone being mad or angry about something. It's like if someone is angry at someone for punching them in the face, you're not going to go, oh, well, you're just mad that they punched you in the face. Like, damn right I'm mad that they punched me in the face. That's why I'm mad. Am I not allowed to be or not supposed to be? So, no, there's a good reason for it as well, so, yeah. Argumentation is fun like that. That's why I sort of always find it weird when people want to bring emotions into it. That's why I find it especially weird when the social justice-ly inclined bring emotions into it. They'll bring emotions up into the argument, but then they're also the first people to say that anger is a justified emotion in the face of oppression, or something along those lines. So it's like, oh, so someone being angry at something is legitimate, it is valid, as a response. Like, there's nothing wrong with it inherently. But then they're also the first people to hand-wave away people as being angry. It's like, well, you can't have both of these things simultaneously be the case. If someone is angry, there might be a legitimate reason for them to be angry, at which point you should hear them out, or anger is not a valid argument and never is. You gotta make up your mind here. You can't hold both of these statements to be true. Do I think the US will descend into civil war in the next 5 years? No, I don't think so. I think the EU, or a country within the EU, is more likely to do so than America, frankly. America does have its problems, but given the size of the nation, I think it just absorbs it a lot more. Because geography is a thing. Like, people having... I can't remember if there's a set of stairs down here. I think there is. Yeah, there is. There we go. We get to fight the butcher now, which gives me the thing. The sack item. It's great. Come on, Doge. Alright, let's kill a couple of dogs and then take this person on. Come on, dog. Do I have any throwing knives or anything? Pretty sure I do. No, I must have used them all. Do I have anything that I can throw? No, I do not. Alright, well, let's get some resins on anyway. Was that lightning? Did I not buy the other ones? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, fuck it. Let's lightening it up a little bit. Or just raw. Effective against dragons. Yeah, probably shouldn't use that here then. Alright, let's see if we can just drag the dog. There we go. Come on. You looked at me. You've definitely aggroed. Okay, you aggroed them both accidentally. Not a problem. Alright. I just want to stab you in the back. Can I not stab you in the back? Are you one of those enemies who is mysteriously too big? No, you're not. Good. There we go. More backstabs, because backstabs are great. Right. Give me your embers. Means I should probably go and talk to that blacksmith at some point. Yeah, if I go down into the depths now, I'm going to end up doing the dragon. I don't really want to do that. Haha, Rhea. It's funny because it's true. It is true, chat. That is a thick woman of colour for anyone who didn't know. Apparently the, what's her face, it is supposed to be a woman. Is it not that one that gives you the sack? It must be the other one then. Oh well. Actually, I could wear those black leather gloves. Those would be an improvement. They're less poise, though. Nah. Where's my current poise? 26. I do think that is an upgrade, despite the very slight loss of poise, but it is an upgrade to, like, armor, general survivability, and it's lighter as well. Which I suppose means, what's the weight of some of these other weapons? 8, 3... Where was the halberd? That was the other thing I was looking at using. Maybe. 6. So what would my weight be? 21. So if I equipped that... Does that mean if I use the halberd I suddenly start fat rolling? No, I still mid-roll with that, so I can give myself 1 point in dexterity to use that when I next want to level up. Which would then actually put me on reasonable course to start using the Black Knight sword later, if I wanted to. Which honestly I probably will, like I said, because I'm going to need a longbow at some point. Because longbows are great, and they let you shoot things at range. It's true, chat. High poise pro gaming, man. High poise is the most pro way to play this game, because it means you don't stagger. It's great. I should have my talisman equipped there. Yeah, man. High poise pro gaming. No staggers. Tank everything. Dodging is for scrubs and noobs. You're not a real man until you face tank every boss in the game. Of course, the actual reason that I'm doing this is because my other character is a mage who has no armor whatsoever, and so I have to dodge everything. And so I'm actually going the opposite way with this guy, a little bit less dodging and more face tanking. Can't say I'm enjoying the face tanking. That's kind of why I'm sticking with a lot of mid-rolling with this guy. I still like the ability to dodge. I don't know why, but I do not trust face tanking, because there will always end up a boss that just drains your entire stamina bar and your health bar in like 1 or 2 hits. That's why I don't trust it. It's kind of an inevitable. It's like, look, it's a Souls game, that will happen, it's inevitable, just fucking deal with it. So you better learn to dodge, scrub. Ugh. Fucking lock on, man. Why does it always insist on going to that one? I have actually died in this game because of that lock on always switching to that guy. I have legit walked off this cliff probably 2 or 3 times because it does that. And what's that? You want to lock on to the guy that's directly in front of you and very obviously in your field of view? Nah, man, look at this guy who's a little bit behind you and, like, way underneath you. See, even in chat, Giant or Halvards can face tank everything besides a specific boss. You see, there is a specific boss that you cannot face tank with them. So what's the point? Harmful Opinions claims he's good at Dark Souls 1. No, he's not. I'm going out there and saying that no, he's probably not. But then again, no one is good at Dark Souls. You see, if anyone is to be believed, everyone on every Dark Souls forum is really good at the game, and everyone else is bad. Like, every poster on the Dark Souls forums is good at the game, everyone else sucks. Oh yeah, I didn't get the mage, did I? I didn't, yeah, I didn't actually release him. I should probably go and do that. That poor guy, he's gonna be standing in that room like, oh, some guy ran past ages ago. He was like, yeah, I'll be right back with the key, but he never came back. That poor guy, I should probably save him. I have no intention of using magic with this guy, but I want to save him anyway. Just because. Harmful isn't good at anything. That's not true. He's good at getting sushi from robot waifus. He's really good at doing that. Which way was the quickest way? This way, I think. I think this was the quickest way. Running is fun. It wasn't up there, it was outside, round, and up. His lack of skill would frustrate me, would it? Possibly. I don't know. I'm quite tolerant of people who suck at games because I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh, you need to be really good or I'm not spending time with you. Because fuck you, sort of things. Well, that's because I'm one of those people who intentionally plays bad shit just because it's fun. Hello, Doge. What are you guys doing here? You're back. Alright. Let's avoid this bullshit. Then again, I don't class myself as being any... Where did that dog come from? Pretty damn sure I killed them. Come on, come round the corner. Just stab you through your shield, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't class myself as being really good at games. I just class myself as being one of those people who plays around doing stupid shit, and as a result then ends up understanding them fairly well, because in order to do stupid shit, you have to sort of understand the mechanics, like down to quite an in-depth level. Which in some ways does give you can sort of compensate for lack of skill in some ways. That's the thing about being good at games. It's like you can be good at games or you can understand games, and I think those two things are different and one leads to the other in some ways. Like there's some people who understand games really, really well. Like they know the mechanics of the game sort of really in depth, and as a result that can sort of compensate for maybe lacking proficiency in certain areas. But then there's some people who don't actually like know the game mechanically, but they know the game just as a sort of playing. Like you can not know, say, the rhythm of Dark Souls. I really thought that would have been far enough round for a backstab. Oh well. There we go. But yeah, like you can sort of not know anything about the game mechanically when it comes to Dark Souls. Like sort of how poise works or how backstabbing and retaliations and shit like that works. Like you can sort of not know all of that stuff but still be good at the game just because you're good at sort of the rhythm of the bosses and learning that. But then you can sort of get people who are bad at that, but they just kind of book learn their way through it. And those are the sorts of people who end up often doing that sort of, oh, I need this item, and sort of relying on overpowering things.
Thank you. I am Greeks. I am
by having the right gear at the right time. Yay, look, I've got all the sorcerer's stuff.
Fine. I have my... Besides, I have an...
Look, we can be sorcerer buddies. Let's be sorcerer buddies. Look, we're sorcerer buddies. Look at that. We've even got the same hair, I think. We have similar hair. Look at us. We're friends. Except you have a chin and I don't. I don't have a chin, I'm afraid, but this man does have a chin. Can we get a shot comparing our chins? I mean, look at that. Yep. The only thing that is different about us is that you have a chin and I do not. Also, you've technically got the Black Sorcerer's gear, not this stuff. But yeah, look, we can be sorcerer buddies. It's great. Alright, let's deal with the fire guys. Come on, someone want to aggro? You've aggroed. Get touched in the face. Ah. Yeah. Is a game, is a life. Hello? 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 Alright. You wonder why he's wearing black clothes, so it's because he's an edgy boy. He's an edgy boy sorcerer. By which we mean he's a necromancer, really. Alright, what was I gonna do? Was I gonna level up? Was I gonna buy miracles? I can't remember. I do need to get a bow at some point. That was something on my list. Can't remember. Oh yeah, I was going to level up and get 1 point in dexterity so I can use a halberd. Halberds are fun. How does it compare to my sword, actually? That's 80-80. 80 physical, 80 magic. Halberd is less magic damage, but more physical damage. Scaling is DD. Scaling is CCC, with faith. Actually, this is better. This straight sword will be better in every way except for reach. And the Morning Star would actually scale better off of strength than that. It's just the only advantage it's got is the bleed, which builds up nicely. Oh no, I'll get up to using it anyway. I like halberds, they're fun. Because everyone likes to use a halberd, because they're great. They keep you a long way away from your enemies so that your virginity can remain forever intact. To be fair, if I really wanted my virginity to remain intact, I would equip two shields again. I do think that we should do that at some point in this game, just go through and have a pair of shields. Just go through and win the game like this. Did you see, this is how you win games. What shield actually does the most damage? Yeah, the Night Shield is 68 damage. That is actually the best shield for me to have equipped for DPS. This is the highest DPS shield in the game so far that I have got access to. So let's go with that. Alright, let's get my 1 dexterity point so I can halberd. Not that I really need a halberd when I've got shields! Get shielded. Get shielded, fool. Shield you in the face. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. Look at it. It's perfect. This is the most pro build. Again. You guys could stop repeatedly hitting me. That'll be great. Ah. There we go. That's why this is the most pro build. Anyway, putting aside the obviously not pro build, let me get my halberd out. Now, if I've got both equipped, do I fat roll? I do not. I still mid roll, even if I've got both of these equipped. Alright, let's see what the weapon pattern is with these. Okay. It thrusts. Okay. And spin. Let's get all my stamina back. 1 spin, and then a kind of slash the other way. And is this just repeated stabbing? It's just repeated stabbing. Okay. It's weird that it always hits the ground when you stab. It's not doing it that way. Is the ground just very... Oh, it is. Is it just very slightly slanted? Okay, let's see whether it is two-hand. Still a thrust, still a thrust. And a big double spin that way. Okay. Alright, I think I've got this down. It's weird though, it's definitely different from previous game. Like in Demon Souls it wasn't a stab, it was like a sort of small X pattern swing with the halberd, the moveset on that. It was weird, it's like he braced it under his arm like a lance and kind of did this sort of X pattern slash as the low thing. The low attack. You still kick with this? Yeah, you do. Okay. Yeah, so that's weird. Like they've definitely changed. They've changed the attack animation quite a bit. I think the Demon Souls one actually made more sense than this one, because this is kind of dumb. It's like throwing your entire weight into something to then stagger yourself. That's not a realistic attack at all that you'd use with a halberd. The Demon Souls one was way more realistic. You're bracing it into your body and using it for long distance swings. So that's kind of silly that you'd do that. It's not realistic. Mind you, one-handing a halberd isn't particularly realistic either. You can do it, but generally the point of a polearm is to use it two-handed. And you wouldn't, like, what... there is no way that you would two-hand halberd like that and stagger yourself. What? I want to get a better look at this thrust, because that... Why do you let go of it with your... That's stupid. I remember reading on a forum about this game, because I was actually reading about the weaponry, and someone was like, oh, the combat is really realistic. I'm just like, no. There is nothing realistic about how these weapons are wielded at all. Like... With this, there is no way you'd let go with your leading arm with a halberd like that. What you do is you basically hold the leading hand still, and then you just stab repeatedly with the backhand. It's more like using a snooker cue. Like, you just hold with the forward hand and just repeatedly jab with the backhand and just use the leading hand to aim the tip. It's kind of how you fight with a spear. In fact, it is how you fight with a spear, because you fight with a halberd as you would fight with a spear, unless you want to specifically employ the axe head or the hook or the hammer on the back of it. Though halberds tend to not have hammers, that's a poleaxe that tends to have hammers. The lines are very blurry. The animations are different if you miss. Yeah, but if you miss, you shouldn't be staggering. Like, that was a better animation, but he's still taking his lead hand off, even when he hits. You see, it's still not a good animation. So no, I still object to the animation that this thing is using. It's silly. It's not realistic at all. Polearms are meant to dismount enemies. Not strictly, no. You can use them to dismount enemies, but only if they have a hook, which most of them do because of that purpose. That's why a lot of halberds and whatnot have hooks on the back, or even if it's something like a poleaxe, the axe head is arranged in such a way that it will have basically a hook on the bottom of the axe. Because yes, that is one of the purposes of it, but you don't have to use it for that, because you've got spears, for instance. Spears you can't really use to dismount people forcefully. I mean, you can, you just have to stab them off the horse, but you can't, like, pull with it, because it doesn't have a hook. Weren't halberds mostly stabby weapons? Yes. They were used in formations, basically, as a pike. The reason, obviously, for the axe head was advantageous was for if your regiment got overran, and you could swing with it from there, or you could still use it in single combat as basically a great axe. That was a thing that you could do. But generally, you'd use it as a regiment. You'd all kind of stand... Not like that. You'd sort of stand with it out in front of you like that and go from there. But yeah, the fighting animations in this game are silly. Well, we know that anyway, because these attacks are massively broadcast in a way that you would never broadcast an attack in real life. Because they are silly. But yeah, anyone who thinks that these are realistic combat animations has no idea how to use weapons. But yeah, in real life, halberds are amazing weapons. They can do most things. You gonna set fire to the bridge, bro? There we go. Now, can I convince him to come down and let me through? Probably not. I've not actually been focusing on what I'm doing, I'm just kind of tunnel visioning my way through this game while I talk about historic weapons because I find it interesting. Yeah, that didn't actually help me at all. I've just gone round in a giant circle and farmed some souls while talking about weapons. Anyway. But yeah, halberds are great. The only thing that they can't do really well is deal with armoured targets, but that's why you'd want to have a poleaxe. Specifically a poleaxe with like crow beak or something on the back of it. That way you can just basically swing it straight through armour. It's great. Yes, halberds are awesome weapons. This game, however, makes you fight with them in a really impractical and slightly silly way. Yep. So there you go, things that you might not have known. Also, in case you can't tell, I quite enjoy weaponry and fighting with weaponry. It's a hobby of mine. Where were we going? We were going to go to the depths, weren't we? That's the thing that I wanted to do next. Can I even remember the way there? Yeah, it's through the Capra Demon way. We'll just go that way since I'm heading this way anyway. We can just write the enemies off as a little bit of extra farm on the way. Because, you know, extra souls are always good. Poke the Doge. My favourite historical weapon, pole axes and one-handed axes. Basically just maces. Maces, hammers, pretty much anything that fits those criteria. They are great. Swords are wonderful, but they are overrated for their effectiveness. I would much rather have a hammer or a mace. Because generally, if you were going to fight people, they're going to have armor on and you just want to cove straight through that. Interestingly, however, in modern fighting, actually a sword would be better because the armor that people wear these days is specifically designed to disperse very small areas of extreme impact, i.e. bullets. So actually, these days in modern combat, a sword or a knife would be your best bet, rather than using a mace or a hammer or something like that. Which is unsurprisingly why these days, when you're taught to fight, you use a gun first and foremost, because guns are fucking awesome. When it comes, well, just from a fighting perspective, they're great, because you don't have to be anywhere near people, so they can't retaliate. But then you're also taught to use a knife, because they work best. Do I do HEMA? I do not, because I am not physically able to on account of, well, injury and illness, basically. If I could, I absolutely would. I have done historically as well. Actually used to fence, actually used to represent my school in fencing. Gives you an idea of the kind of school that I went to. We had a fencing team, which I was a part of. It was great. I excelled when it came to saber fighting. I sucked when it came to foil and epee. Especially epee, I fucking hate it. It's because of the grip. It's like you hold it like you're trying to poke people with a syringe. It's fucking bullshit. It is a silly grip for a sword to have. That's why I much preferred saber. It's far more... it's just a better grip and more realistic. The other reason that I really hated epee fighting was because people would the way the scoring system works in epee is basically the swords, they're not pointed, but they've basically got a blunt tip, but the tip has a button on it when it comes to foil and epee, so basically you have to press the button on a certain area of your opponent. Your opponent wears a suit, and the suit has basically metal running all the way through it, like a very thin layer of foil, and you have to press the button on your target so you complete a circuit to sound a buzzer. Some of them just buzz off the button, some of them rely on that completion of the circuit. So basically that's how scoring works. Now, epees have a button on the end, which you can depress in order to denote a point or just touching your opponent. Now, the problem is to do with strike zones. Now, you can't just hit people anywhere. Well, you can, but we'll get to that. That's the later part of the story. Fencing rules change depending on what you're armed with. Sabers, you can only strike the upper body. Any strike anywhere on the upper body gives you a point. It basically denotes a kill. It's a point to you. Foil is only the torso, so it's not the arms. You have to specifically hit the core of the body. Epee, you can hit fucking anywhere on the body and get a point. And that's what makes epee fucking bullshit, and why I hated it and was kind of bad at it. Because I have a sense when I'm fighting of, well, actually fighting in a proper fashion, you sort of are supposed to just go in for kill shots, which basically means body or head or something like that. If you can sever a leg, that's great. Epee, however, when it comes to sporting epee, like I said, you can hit anywhere on the body, and because it's got a button that you depress, rather than relying on the completion of a circuit, you can hit anything. Like, hitting the floor counts. And the thing is, if you've got a judge and you're not under a replay system, which means there's no camera work on you to slow down, what people used to do was actually stab the floor. And what they'd do is they'd stab the floor by your foot, in between your feet, next to your feet. Because the button on the tip of the epee was depressed, they'd be awarded a point, even though they didn't make contact with you. And if the judge didn't have a replay system, they're just going on what they see, like what they see eye-wise in real time. A lot of the time, they wouldn't be able to tell if they'd hit the floor or actually hit your target. So people can just score loads of really cheap points by stabbing the floor just in front of your feet when using epee. That's why I hated epee, because it's such fucking bullshit. Just the number of people that would use that as a tactic to score themselves loads of really high points, it's fucking bullshit. That's why I fucking despise epee as a sport. It's nonsense. So if you want to fence, you want to go saber or foil, or if you can find somewhere that will allow you to do it, do long swording, which is two-handed stuff. You'll be able to find HEMA organisations that do that. Yeah, high epee pro fencing. Yeah, that's what it is. Epee is the stupid bullshit video gamer way of fencing. It's high epee pro gaming. Fucking stab you repeatedly in the foot, stab you on the ground in front of your foot and get all of the points. It's fucking great. Epee Chad's had lots of friends with those stats. Yeah, normally it's like, oh, I'm really good, I get all of these points. But the problem is, inevitably people would just use that strategy against them. Of course, one of the problems with going for the foot is obviously it kind of leaves your head exposed. So you need to do... it's kind of difficult to describe the move. Okay, if you've ever done... that thing is going to get me, isn't it? I do have a crossbow, but I don't have any bolts to deal with this. I'll come back with bolts and deal with that so I can loot that. Okay, so the easiest way to describe the move to do is if you have ever done kickboxing or Muay Thai, there is a type of dodge to deal with the teep, which is the push kick, which is where you basically bring your foot up and just extend it in front of you to push someone away from you. It's kind of like doing a sort of standing leg press out to the front of you. And the way you avoid that, well, there's multiple ways to avoid it. One of them is you step back and you swipe a hand across it so that you push the foot out of the way. But the other way to deal with it, this is the way I can get back up, yeah. But the other way is to do a move where you basically go into a giant banana shape in their direction. You put your hands out towards their face to prevent any pushes, any punches coming your way, and then you kick your hips and your body back sort of in a giant arc, so your feet move back a little bit to get you out of the way, but it's basically just moving the middle point of your body as far away from them as possible while putting both your hands out towards their face to avoid punches. That's sort of how you avoid that push kick, and you could use a similar move like that in epee fighting to get around people stabbing at your foot, because that way your feet are together, they're both moving backwards, which means that you can't trick someone by pressing the button of the epee on the floor, because it's very obvious that your feet are nowhere near it. And what you can actually do then is put your hands out at face height to you, with thrusting the epee forward, like put your two fists forward there at head height, and you can actually potentially get your epee right into their face or into their shoulder when they're leaning down, because their face is obviously exposed from that position. So you can sometimes use that to get a counterpoint on it. That's what I learned anyway. It's funny, I was never actually taught that as part of the fencing training. It was just something that I kind of came up with, because I was like, oh, there's a way of dealing with this in Muay Thai. Let's apply the similar principle, and it ended up actually kind of working. So yeah, that's a thing that you can do. Just if you ever find yourself in a fencing situation, for whatever reason, chat, that you might find yourself in a formal epee competition bout, and your opponent keeps trying to stab you in the floor just in front of you to get cheap points. There you go, now you know how to deal with that. Yep. The things you learn on my gaming streams, how to game in real life. It's far more interesting. Have I done boxing or grappling? Well, I've done Muay Thai, which includes boxing. Grappling work, not so much, because obviously Muay Thai doesn't cover grappling stuff, but I've done a bit of it just because it's useful. It's only sort of basic service level judo, really, which is just how you lock someone down easily. And of course the problem is they don't teach you a whole lot of grappling in that, because you've always got someone who's watching your back anyway, and you can very rarely ever just grapple one person and put them in a submission position, because obviously if you're wrestling with them, it's because you want to kill them, so it's a bit different. You don't want to do that, to like wrestle them down into a submission position, because then they're still alive, and if they're still alive, they can still do things. So yeah, again, the more you know, the IRL things, yeah. I am an IRL pro gamer, an ex-IRL pro gamer, none of this video game nonsense. Probably why I spend so much on video games these days. I'm making up for it, I'm filling the void in my life, I suppose you can say. But yeah, there you go, chat. If you ever should you find yourself in an epee fighting bout, that's how you deal with people stabbing the floor in order to get points from you. Was I going to level up, or was I going to buy stuff? No, I was going to get crossbow bolts, wasn't I? That was the aim. That was the aim of the point of what we were doing. I'm just wandering around collecting souls now, just chatting shit about whatever, rather than actually focusing on the game. Going to get a light crossbow and some bolts. So it occurs to me I could get a pyromancy thing. There's this guy's back now.
Well, I see. Yeah, I have. Oh, yeah. I think you have. I'll be pleased.
No, your magic isn't unsavory. It's fucking heresy. It's different.
Well, let's get started.
Alright. I could just get... I'll probably just use a fireball, just get a low level one. Probably won't even bother leveling this up. It's just useful to have a ranged attack, basically.
Come back if you find anything new.
So I can use pyromancy in lieu of that, but I still kind of want to just get a bow and go for that, because it's got a longer range. And the range is what you really want. Yeah, and I don't really want pyromancy, because that would require using attunement slots. And I want my attunement slots for miracles! Who disliked the stream and why? As probably the person who got stabbed in the face when they were trying to stab me in the foot in fencing. They were like, "Oh, it's you, you absolute bastard, I remember you. Fuck you and your strats." Which I just gotta say, you mad son, you got outplayed at your own game, faggot. Deal with it. Was there a discussion involving a brainlet from Swindon? Probably. There have been many discussions. If you would like something discussed, you can always propose a discussion, or just make a point and hope that I end up going on a lengthy rant, which is what normally ends up happening. Occurs to me I could also just get throwing knives, rather than using the crossbow for now. It'll all fulfill the same function, it's just to knock the slime things off the roof. It's true, chat, 8 more faith until lightning spears. I know, I need to level my faith. But then I've got to get to the Covenant, which means I've got to go through the Red Dragon. Which is why I need the bow, so that I can shoot him in order to aggro him down off the wall, so we can start killing him. Wood bolts, they're the lightest. It depends. Do I really want to invest in like heavy bolts and just accept that my thing is going to be a source of damage? Accept that my crossbow will be a source of damage, or just get loads of wood bolts for the sake of basically using it as an aggro tool rather than a... tool of damage. I don't know. Do I want it to be a damage tool or an aggro tool? So you could just go middle of the road and just get standard bolts. Is it backseat gaming to ask about the details of a route? No, no. Backseat gaming is when you tell people what to do, and not... asking what someone's doing is not that. Yeah, we'll just use standard bolts.
Come again, if you please.
Now, if you start asking loaded questions, like, why aren't you using X or something like that, especially if X is something that people wouldn't normally know that it's about, then that can start going into the same territory. Right, I've got my crossbow, that's great. So yeah, split the difference. Standard bolts it is. Is it backseat gaming to give intentionally useless advice? If the intentionally useless advice could be perceived as being actual advice if the person doesn't know any better, then possibly. I still feel like my sword is doing better than this halberd. It's probably because my faith... What what's the scaling on that? It's CCC, and I think the that is D. Yeah. So yeah, this sword is actually better than the halberd. It lacks range, but it's just better damage-wise. Is it backseat gaming to pester someone about backseat gaming? Ironically, no, it isn't. Because obviously at that point you're not discussing the game or making demands of the game in question, you're discussing a topic. Backseat gaming is a topic, not the game that's being played. Unless there is actually a game called Backseat Gamer. Which would be a really interesting one. Oh, someone should totally do that, actually. Like, make a game. It would probably end up being one of those shitty anime game... Not anime, indie games. You know, like, game dev simulator sort of thing, except call it Backseat Simulator. It's like a fake Twitch interface thing, and you get buttons to click on what things to demand the person you do, and the aim of the game is to piss off the person playing the game to the point you get banned. Or maybe it's to get as much bad advice in as possible without getting banned or something. I don't know. I don't know. You could totally... You could turn that into a game, I reckon. I reckon it would actually also end up being potentially quite fun if you did it right. Was I going to visit the Drake? Not yet. I want to get a bow in order to do that, I think, because that way I could maybe snipe the tail if I wanted to. Yep. Oh, come on, you can see it. Lock onto it. Why can I not lock on? Oh, hello. I didn't realise you would aggro from wherever the fuck it was that you were standing. Do I have binoculars? I do not have binoculars. That would have allowed me to do this. Oh well, I guess I'm just gonna have to eat the damage. It's not like they do a huge amount of damage anyway, so... Unless I can sneak around. Can I... Nope, you can't sneak around it. Doesn't matter, it's not gonna kill me anyway, it doesn't do enough damage. Yeah, I really should be using Pyromancy for this. They'll take so much more damage than this. Keep talking and nobody explodes. That is a game built for backseat gaming. It's a game built for people to complain about things as well. Which, honestly, I think that kind of ruins the fun of that game. So the entire point of that game is the difficulty between the diffuser and the person giving the instructions. Like, the entire purpose of that is how difficult it is to do that. Yeah. 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 I could be using Pyromancy here, I really could, except Pyromancy is probably heresy. Why can I not target ones closer than that one? That's really dumb. Would you care to explain your shitty lock-on system? Yeah, no you wouldn't, would you? Oh, there we go. I mean, I guess that's one way of getting them down, is just stand close enough to them that they happen to drop on you. But I'm pretty sure that Pyromancy is heresy, so I probably don't want to be using it. That's my reasoning, anyway. Even though I didn't tell the guy that his magic is heresy, I probably should have done. for the sake of role-playing, but I also want access to pyromancy because I might decide later on that I want it. Because pyromancy does have its uses. And there may very well come a time where there's something where I'm just like, you know what, I can't be bothered to deal with this, I will just pyromancy it to death. Alrighty. Master key is amazing. Is that actually a hole in the floor? No. Praise the sun indeed. Do I just want to equip a fireball? You never know. I mean, not all heresy is bad heresy. I mean, there's some good kinds of heresy, right? We can get away with that, maybe? Go that way, perhaps? Maybe? It's kind of hard to say. I don't know, perhaps? Let's get more faith. I want lightning bolts. I'm pretty sure there's a bow you can use at dexterity of 12 anyway. I think that's the dexterity for longbows. Can't remember. We'll find out soon enough. So I think our next stop, given that I've just gone here, is probably going to be the exploded dragon. Whatever that thing's name is. Hey, you gonna aggro? Do your stupid thing so I can stab you in the face? Great. But yeah, this is one of those areas in this game that I fucking hate, because there's one place. There is one fucking place in this area where there is a hole in the floor and it's right around a corner. And obviously you have to run and jump to get over it. But it's not far enough for you to run like from the bend, so you can't run in a straight line, you have to run around the corner. And that is some bullshit. Alright, I have a great axe. Is it worth equipping the great axe? I am not strong enough to use the great axe yet. Unless I want to two-hand it. Pro tip, I don't want to two-hand it. I would much rather keep my shield. Because shields are useful. They keep you alive. Yeah, don't try and run away from me, rodent. Alright, let's get around here, farm some souls, grab some stuff, and then we've got to go fight that thing. It's going to be great. Alright, let's prepare to fight the giant rat. Is there anything useful that I can use here? Nope. Oh well, let's just get in there and fight the rat. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Oh! This isn't the wall that leads. That's not the door that I thought it was. No, instead it leads to this guy and his bullshit. His rats, which I, for some reason, cannot kill with one hit. This was a mistake. Alright. There we go. Try left. Absolutely. We like Titanite. It's great. Alright. Let's see if I can remember my way around this place. Pro tip, I can't. I always get lost down here. There was the ladder shortcut that I opened earlier. Was that the way to the giant rat? I think it might be. I get so turned around in these corridors. They all look the same. They are not very intuitive. Yep, there you go. That's the one which I was talking about. You can't run from that corner to get over it. You have to start running from back here. See if I can just remember how to jump. I can remember how to jump. That is by far one of the cheapest moments in this game, is that fucking pit hole. I'm pretty sure there's another one in one of these water corridors. Yeah, there it is. At least that one you can see it because the water's going down it. But that one right there, that one is fucking bullshit. Oh, there we go, there's our giant rat buddy. Hi, how are you? Why would you want to shoot it there? Why do you aim for the mass of the body and not the very obvious head? Hey, come play by the door. I'm only gonna stab you a lot in the face. You'll enjoy it. I should get the halberd so we've got a bit more range to this. A bit more stabby, we might be able to just do it from the corner. There we go. I should just be double-handing this, really. Do more damage that way. Ugh. Oh, I hate the lock-on in this game. It's retarded. Have I ever mentioned that? Have I ever mentioned the retarded lock-on in this game, chat? I'm pretty sure that I have. How sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. The camera is an extra enemy in this game, and it's an extra enemy that doesn't need to exist. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I know, chat, it is a perfect game. Everything about Dark Souls is perfect, and you can never forget that. Alright. I think I want to go back up there and go down that ladder and through that door to get to the rat. Not the rat, the Dragon. Or do I want to slide down? I can never remember. This part of the game, man, intentionally very disorientating. Oh well, we'll go down the slide anyway. Whee! Fuck it. And get down here. If I end up down in the depths with those retard bug-eyed lizard fuckers, then I can just kill them anyway. Doesn't matter, it's just extra souls at the end of the day. It's all extra souls. Also, I need to go and get all of the loot drops around here as well. I can't remember which way it is to get all of them, so fuck it. I'll just go through them all like this. Because worst case scenario, I just get extra souls. Really not exactly like the worst thing ever in the world, is it? It's just extra stuff. Yep, that's another one of those bullshit drops. Is there something at the bottom of that bullshit drop, though? I don't think there is. I think it just takes you back down to behind those two guys. Alright. Oh no! I stayed in the thing for too long. There were more of them than I anticipated. Oh well. While cursed, your HP is hard, lifting it requires stuff. Oh no! Oh well. Not the end of the world. Mild annoyance at best. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, you didn't drop the loot. I thought you dropped the loot, you didn't. I'm pretty sure it was this way, but I actually wanted to go. Eh. Oh well. Oh. I didn't realise that didn't open from that side. Oh well, so it is down that I'm going to have to go. And then back up. Fuck it. Let's do all of that then, I guess. I just want to get to the Gaping Dragon and give him the murder. And I will do it with half the health because I am manly as fuck like that. And zero fucks are given. Hello. Let's get that one up here. Okay, one down. Let's lock on before you shoot this time. It's really important. Oh, actually, shooting them first lets me one-shot them with the sword. That... Really? Really? You're gonna start dodging shit, are you? You give me that bullshit game. Alright. Let's go back down to the things and get to the person. The dragon person. The dragon who is obviously a person. Is down that way a quicker way? I can't remember. I really can't stand this part of the game if that wasn't clear. Like, just... This part of the game I do think is one of the weakest areas of it. It's just really quite fucking... It's quite fucking dull. In that just there's not a lot that actually happens down here, and it's just kind of disorientating. It's just so meh. Right, let's see if I can actually work out where I'm supposed to go now. I'm willing to bet the answer is no, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Isn't Blighttown worse? Yes, Blighttown is worse than this. But that doesn't stop this area from also being complete shit. Come round into the area so I can fight you in the open and actually see what's going on. There we go. Really? I mean, you want to run away, that's fine. I'll just give you a crossbow bolt in the face, because I dislike you. This is where I find out that actually my mage's curse resist is really good. Compared to this guy. I actually had really good resistance to that stuff. If this is a sewer, why is the water so clean? Well, that is part of the mystery you will never find the answer to. I mean, it's possible that it's got something to do with the fact that everyone is dead. So there's not a whole lot of waste going down the sewer. That might have something to do with it. Right, you gonna come out so I can just drop on you? No? How boring. Oh, or did I get them all? Oh, I must have got them all. Okay. Can you get cursed twice? That is a good question. I have no idea. I would imagine probably not, because then you'd end up with, like, no health at all, and it would probably make the rest of the game impossible. Now, how did you miss that swing, for God's sake? Thing was right in front of you. Ugh. Alright, let's see if I can actually find the way to the dude that I want to kill now. There we go! We got that ring that I wanted because it makes life really cool. Get HP back by killing people. Right, I've got the loot that I wanted. Now it's time to find the actual way out and go kill a gaping dragon. Or I could, I guess, go down to the, what is it place? The, something rather forest and get a thing to remove the curse. Which might not be the worst thing I could do. Half a health bar is annoying. It's just more of a nuisance than anything, though. It's more just the wasted overheal when I do use Nestus that's going to annoy me. From a mathematical standpoint, it triggers me. It's weird that the rats make pig noises for some reason. Which one of these contained the rat? Oh, maybe it's none of them. Here we go, this is the place I wanted to be. Because this is our shortcut. There we go, that's what I wanted to open. I remembered that much. So that's our shortcut back to this bonfire sorted. Now all we've got to do is get the way to the dragon. And then all will be well. Apart from, you know, the curse, obviously. But that's not so much a problem as it is just mildly irritating. And it occurs to me, do I actually have one of the things to get rid of it? I don't think I do. No, I don't. I'd have to go and farm one from the forest place. I wonder if it would be worth doing that before I do the dragon. It occurs to me actually leveling up would probably be a good idea before doing the dragon as well. I don't really want to run in there with 10,000 souls and just lose them. It's quite a lot for this point of the game. Here's only one level. That'll be too soon enough. More faith, I'm guessing. Of course, vitality would be useful, because I don't have a whole lot of HP now, because I have the annoying curse, but... more faith, because faith is great, and it means I get to do the things with the lightning spears. It'll be great. Come on. There we go. Right, do I just want to go and kill the dragon now, or do I want to actually fix the HP problem? It might actually be a good idea to go and fix the HP problem first, because now that I've opened that, I have skipped the part with the curse people, and it means that I could actually have full HP for the fight, which might help, because I've not done the dragon with a melee build before. Given how god-awfully it broadcasts its attacks, and how very obvious it is when it's going to do anything, I can't see it being a massive problem. But extra mistake allowance is still extra mistake allowance. I knew there was one around here, I just couldn't remember where. That might be enough to kill me now, because I don't have as much vitality. Damn it. The annoying thing is, I fucking knew there was a second one on the ceiling. Just didn't remember where it was. Should have looked up. Oh well. Go get my shit back. I might actually just go see if I can get one of those clumping flower things. Actually, it occurs to me I could just go get it from the merchant who sells them. I'm pretty sure she sells the flowering kind. I think. Wow, no, you can't actually even look up at that one, right? Because it clips through the ceiling, so you can't actually even look up and target it that way. Thanks, Dark Souls, you're a really fair game that totally has no bullshit in it whatsoever. You know, like being able to see things really obviously, but not lock onto them. We do have another level up, actually. I should probably go back and do that. I'll see where this goes. Oh yeah, this takes me to the area with the dragon fight. What do you have to say? You trying to say that I'm too fat to fit through the gap? Because you'd be right. Alright, let's go, I'll go do the level up since I now know the way here. That is the shortcut. Then we'll go, have a little poke at the dragon. See how it fares with the curse. If I am just getting one shot by literally everything, then I'll go get it removed. We can get to 20 faith. Ah, so much faith. Look at it. We are the faithful. Most faithful of faithfulest of people. Won't need that anymore. We'll definitely probably want the talisman in order to heal, I would imagine. Alright, let's go poke a dragon, I guess, and see how much damage we do to it. Or I might just go and remove the curse. Fuck it, I'll probably just go and remove the curse before I do it. It's too annoying otherwise. Especially since I don't really know the moveset as a melee hero. Let's see if that merchant sells the flowering thing. I'm pretty sure you can just run and roll past those things anyway. It is true, you should be wary of head. Oh yeah, there was no way back up from here, was there? I have to go back down into this place. How annoying. Hello, Doge. Come play, it'll be great. You'll love it. Right, let's go have a chat with the dead person. Deedly-dee, get out the way. Fuck you and give me 3 souls.
I have nothing.
Yes, I know you have moss. That's what I would like. And that should fix the problem.
I think.
Yeah, shut up. Restore the status. I'm pretty sure that's the one which does it. Oh no, it's not, is it? Dirt. Which is the one that does it? Restore status. Or was it the other one that does it? Who builds a sewer like this? That's a good question. No, that's the one which I need. It was the cursing stone, not that. Dirt. Oh well, we'll just farm that up, it won't be a problem. Actually, it'll give me a chance just to generally get more souls as well, so fuck it, we'll go, what was it? How much for that was it? Purges and breaks curses. That's the one. Oh well, we'll just run through the place, kill everything once over. That should probably give me enough. But yeah, whoever built a sewer like this, probably best not to question it. It's one of those things where, well, kind of like everything else, the level design is subservient to everything else. So it's kind of like they wanted to just have a particular set piece with very little care for how it actually operates. So there's some games which are really like fucking obvious about it. You know, where they kind of like, it's very obvious when an area is just designed because it had to be like a level or something, as opposed to it was designed to be a functional area in which a game is set. Even the castles in this area are guilty of it. Some areas are reasonably well designed, but then there's other areas where you just sort of look at it and you're like, there is no way a castle would have this here or that here, or have this area in that layout. I suppose it's really because if you actually made them practically, in some ways they'd be too easy, and in other ways they'd be too hard. Like, if you literally designed a castle to be a proper castle, and had someone try to break into it, it would be basically impossible for them, like, to do it properly. Where did you come from? Cheeky. Trying to think what's going to be the best way to do this run a few times through just to get what I need. Down there just leads down to the guy who will kill me, because there's no way I'm going to be taking him out anytime soon. I'm guessing just here across the bridge and down. Is it better than the it's just empty rooms design approach? Because there's plenty of rooms in this which are kind of like just empty rooms. I guess we're just going to be boring and do this circle another couple of times and remove the curse. And then go murder the fucking giant dragon thing. It'll be great. I might even, if I'm feeling particularly lazy, unhollow myself and get an NPC to do it for me if I'm feeling particularly lazy. Which, honestly, I am kind of feeling a bit lazy. And what have we been doing? We've been doing this 2.5 hours? Yeah, I'm feeling kind of lazy. Hello. I would like to murder you. Oh, was it that guy? I think it must have been that guy. He just aggroed and followed me all the way before. When I got that guy and was like, who the hell are you? Where did you come from? I think it might have been that guy. It would answer the question, given the fact that these things move really slowly. Farming things is fun. Well, it's fun when you can one-shot things. Oh, did he drop something? Looked like he dropped something. Yay, Titanite. I can upgrade my gear. Speaking of which, I should probably do that. Actually, go have a chat with Blacksmith What's-His-Face, wherever he is. Go say hi to him and actually start leveling up some of my stuff. Because you gotta level up your gear. Trying to think what's the, what is doughy? Cross the bridge, down. Through the bore. Something like that. It's true, chat. Shoving lightning spears through the gaping dragon with your bro is only gay if the talismans touch. It's true, chat. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm quite faithful enough to get lightning spears yet. Gotta faith it up to 25 and then cross the bridge. Deal with that dragon first. Once I've dealt with that dragon, then I will be able to lightning spear the other dragon. Though to be fair, I don't actually have to deal with that dragon per se. I can just lure it down and then run past it and get to the bonfire. Technically, you can do that. Might be worth a go, actually. Just so I've got access to that area. Maybe I'll give it a go, actually. Maybe just sort of try running past the dragon. Just aggro it down and sprint by. See if I can touch the fire at the bottom of the thing. How many solid souls do I have? The answer is enough. But I like to hold on to them so that I can use them to buy things. Well, to be fair, I'm going to be using these souls to buy things, so why I'm differentiating the two in my head, I don't know. But I am, so don't question it. Is it only 20 for lightning spears? Oh, it was 25, because you needed 25 to join the Covenant. I'm pretty sure you need 25 to join the Covenant. Unless you do, like, Whitestone the bosses or something and it goes down, what was it? Ooh, spear, cool. I can use a spear, I think. You! I was in the inventory, you can fuck off. Yeah, it's not as good as the halberd. The scaling's better with dexterity, though. What's the moveset like for it while I'm here? It's got thrusts that make more sense than a halberd. Yeah, spear thrusting, that is how the halberd should be being used when you've got that equipped. It is 20. Okay. Well, I've got faith then. I might actually just run past the dragon and do it. Because I do like the idea of having some offensive miracles, just for shits and giggles. Though that requires me being able to get the dragon down off the thing and run past it without dying. Which is not the easiest of tasks. But I can do that. Yes, I know that the spear's benefit is that you can use it with the shield up. That's why it's generally better than the halberd. That's why I also like rapiers. Their attack patterns actually make sense and are somewhat realistic as opposed to the halberds where you're just like just smattering it all over the place. Like some sort of mentally deficient tard. Offensive miracles, would those be the Christian ones? I don't think Christians have offensive miracles, do they? What was I aiming for? Was it 5k or 6k to get the curse removal thing? 6k, I think. Yeah, we've got more than enough souls to do this. I just have to get back to the thing. Oh god, that requires me remembering where I need to go. Okay, this way first. So we can go spend a few of the souls, buy the purging stone that I need to buy, get my health back because I died like an idiot thinking that those things weren't going to do as much curse damage to me as they did, because I'm too used to playing a different character who actually had some sort of curse resistance. It always seems weird to me that, like, faith doesn't... Is it faith? Yeah, that, like, doesn't boost your curse resistance. You'd have thought, like, being a high faith character would have some sort of benefit in regards to that. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I can't remember if it does, actually, does it? Oh. No, it just boosts miracles and divines, but it seems like that should be a thing that's like, ooh, you're a little more resistant to curses now. But yes, as chat correctly points out, the Jews have the offensive miracles, because, you know, plagues of literally everything. It's true, chat. Running is fun. Oh god. Okay. Right, you. Yes, I would like the thing. It is 6,000. Okay.
Fine then, but you'll regret it.
Oh, shut up, you obnoxious person. No, it's not that. I can't remember how much these are. I think it's 200? 200. Yeah, okay, so we'll need, what, 4 of them. Derp. There we go. Alright.
Come again if you please.
Let's do that. Where is it? There we go. Right. That's fixed that. Now I'm going to go and try and run past a giant dragon that will fucking murder me whenever I go anywhere near it. What is the way to do this? This way. The only thing is, I can't remember if you have to shoot it first in order to get it to want to come down after you. I think you can just stand in the corner on the bridge and it eventually gets frustrated by not being able to hit you with fire. And then it comes down to try and eat your face. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And my other character, I just stood behind it and magic missiled it in the back of the head, and it got pissed off at me. You know, quite reasonably, I would say. So let's see if that's the case, but I'm pretty sure if I just stand there for a while it'll get annoyed with me and come try and kill me eventually. Either that or I'll just have to go stand behind it anyway. See if I can shoot it from there with something. We'll find out, eventually. It'll be great. What's the motivation for all this? Some guy opened your jail cell and told you his life story, and you were like, oh, that sounds cool. I guess I'll do it. Then, you know, for some reason. That's pretty much the start of this game, you know. Some guy just lets you out of a jail cell because the world's going to hell and is like, let me tell you all about my life history and why I need to want to ring a couple of bells or something, and apparently that's really motivating for you to give a shit, and then you're like, oh, I guess I'll turn your life quest into my life quest. It's pretty dumb. What's the symbol under 3 other than up? That is the ring that I'm wearing. That one. That lets me absorb HP from people that I kill. Right, let's get set fire to while I try to cross this bridge. Well, I'll survive one, it'll be fine. I will survive if he catches me again while I try to sprint over to here. Alright. Now, if I stand here, eventually he will jump down, maybe, and then I have to just sprint past him and hope for the best. That's how it happened before. There we go. Ah, fucking camera spinning. Don't set fire to me or anything. Fuck yeah. Nailed it. And this also opens up this other shortcut to the parish. I think he's a little annoyed at me. It's alright, you go sit back up on your perch, dragon. Don't... What? That's some bullshit right there. When you rest at those fires, they're supposed to reset things. He just decided, no, you know what, fuck you, I'm a dragon. I don't play by your rules. I do get to go have a chat with Sunboro, though, wherever he is, if he's decided to come stand here. He hasn't. Sunbro has decided that he doesn't want to be here for some reason. Thank you, Mr. Backseat Gamer. I know I'm near the Sunlight Covenant if I want the Bro Spears. That's why I'm here. Like, I know that this is the place. Let's see if I can, What is my faith level? No, the problem is my faith is only 20. I'm pretty sure it's 25 that you need in order to actually join the thing. Let me check quickly. Because I'm not actually 100% sure if it's 20 or 25. Base requirements 25. Ugh. Let's quickly see that. No, that's the wrong one that I was looking at. Doop de doop doop. Yeah, no, it's 25 faith, not 20. So I need to level my faith up 5 more times, and then I can do it, or I can engage in a little bit of jolly cooperation, and as a result of my jolly cooperation, I can lower the requirement down to 20, which means I have to decide which boss I wish to jollily cooperate with, and then I could get it in at 20. Yeah, it is kind of weird that the cost of the spell is less than the Covenant, but it's because you can lower the cost of the Covenant, you can lower the cost to join the Covenant down to 5, hypothetically. You just have to jollily cooperate with 4 people, and you can take it down to 5. I think 5 is the lowest it can go down to. So, I'm going to go chat with the blacksmith, actually. I've got some Titanite stuff. Let's see about upgrading some of my gear. Hello, Mr. Knight Person. I am just going to stab you in the back. There we go. I've found out if I just keep saying that enough, eventually it becomes true. So look, I'm just going to stab you in the back. I am just going to stab you in the back. This guy doesn't want to be stabbed in the back, so I'm going to have to stab him in the front. Oh sweet, more Titanite. Nice. So, I may very well have to be a bro to someone else who wants to go and smash the gaping vagina dragon with my bro. So, you'd think it doesn't matter which wiki you look at. Oh no, it matters. Because there are stupid people who write the wrong thing on certain wikis. And there are silly people who think that you can join the Covenant at the faith of 20, not 25, because they're heretics and they don't understand how much faith you need. Hello.
I could. Why not let it?
Yeah, sure, you can take the Ember, I don't care. Can you reinforce the stuff that I actually am using? You cannot, because that requires Twinkling Titanite, which I don't have. You can reinforce my halberd, though. And not my shield, but I could switch out to the Night Shield. To be fair, the Night Shield is a kind of, well, I don't want to say that it's a better shield. It's got better magic defense, but less fire and lightning. And it's also heavier.
I'll be seeing you then.
But,
Careful.
now let's do a quick test. If I go to that, do I fat roll? Yes, I do. So, if I don't have the crossbow, then I won't though, so... If I wanted to keep a main weapon, and only have one weapon, then I could use the Night Shield. But I kinda like the Dragon Crest shield. To be fair though, the hollow shield, not quite as much fire resistance, but more resistance to everything than the Night Shield does. But can I level up the hollow shields? I could.
I'll be seeing you then.
Would I want to just accept my fate and use a Night Shield which I can upgrade and let the Dragon Quest shield go? Just upgrade a Night Shield and go with that. And somewhat accept my fate that way. Because I'm not going to have the Twinkling stuff for a while to upgrade Astora's shield. So maybe it's time to switch out to something different. I mean, I could use the Morning Star, upgrade that. Morning Star is quite legit because it does have bleed damage, and bleed damage is nice. It does mean that if you stack it up enough, it can actually then do a really nice big nuke when your opponent bleeds out. Or I can go to the halberd. Halberd's quite nice because it's very pokey. But I do like the spear though. I like the pokey of the spear. The spear's attacks make more sense to me, like, mentally. And also it, you can use it keeping the shield up, which is nice. That means you can keep the block going. A backseat gamer would like to switch to a longsword because that's what it is. To be fair, at least you're just saying what you would do and not making a demand, so that's fine. But I'm not going to have the ability to turn a longsword divine for a while, so... probably not a whole lot of point there. Noob question, is there a drop item and does it have a use, or are there items more like achievements? I think you can give stuff to NPCs. What? I don't understand. Is there a drop item? Yes, you can drop items, and yes, there are items you can equip that increase the drop rates from enemies. I assume that will answer that question. I might go with just upgrading the halberd. But I like this sword. What would upgrading a halberd or a spear go to damage-wise? Let's have a look. 120 or up to 88 from that, or I could take the Morning Star up. Morning Star actually looks like it gains quite a lot of damage. And it does have the bleed, and I do like bleeds. Bleeds are nice. What's the requirement of other things like the Great Axe? I don't think I've even bothered looking at those yet. It's probably going to be something really ridiculous like 40 strength, but let's see. 32 strength. I could just two-hand the Black Knight sword, but I like shields too much. They're too useful. I do like the mace, it's just the recovery. The recovery animation is just so bloody long on it. I think... The Black Knight sword is awesome, but I do not have the stats for it. I can dual wield it, like put it in two hands to overcome the dexterity requirements, just outstrength it, but it's not strictly a good idea. The other cool thing about the spear, though, is that does upgrade into quite a nice weapon eventually. You can ascend it using a space butterfly spirit and turn it into a kind of cool lance, I think. I'm pretty sure that's a spear you need. Might be a halberd. So I may switch out and just go for an upgraded spear and just rely on that. And that would mean I could use a different shield. I don't know. It's just I just like my sword. I like my straight sword. It's a nice sword. But I also like maces and clubs and just coving things heads in with large bits of metal on the end of sticks. It's great. It's great fun. Equip Great Axe, be unable to do anything. Ah. So ridiculous. I can just do this like a cheap person, but that's cheap and I don't want to do that. I don't know, I might just stick with what I've got, honestly. Like, there's better gear that comes up later. I could always just get a fist weapon as well from this guy, which is quite amusing. Those also level up into something really nice. There's also a war pick as well. And a pike. Pike's kind of cool. Requires more strength than I think I've got. Could take a war pick. I do like war picks. No, that description is wrong. It hits heavily with thrust attacks, such that it makes... No, you don't thrust with a war pick, you swing with a war pick. That's the point. Like, thrusting is where you tilt your hand towards the thing and you stab it like you're giving it a thumbs up. That's not what you do with a war pick. Silly game. Silly game doesn't even understand its own descriptions. You do not thrust with war picks, my friend. That's not a thing that you do, I'm afraid. I do kind of like the idea of a war pick. It's not as much damage as an axe, though. Assume they mean thrust class damage. Yes, they do. You can see the class of attack there is thrust, but there is no way that you thrust with a war pick. Like,
Be careful.
does that mean that they're really dumb and have classed a mace as being a thrusting weapon? No, you see, Morningstar is a strike weapon. That's what a war pick should be. A war pick would be a strike, not a thrust weapon. But for some reason, they've decided that a war pick, a weapon that you literally cannot thrust with because you'll be hitting them with the blunt bit. No, it's just, no, it's silly game. You're being silly. You've completely classed those things as being as wrong. I'm very intrigued to look at the attack animation of it now. I kind of want to just buy it just to look at the attack animation. I'm gonna do that. I'm doing it.
Well, you need it.
I know it's like a waste of souls, but I want to know. Like, what is the attack animation of a war pick?
Don't get yourself killed.
Because it seems like, from the description, it seems like they have no idea what a war pick is or how it's used. Yeah, you see, that is not a thrust. This is not a thrust. That is not a thrust either. That is also, the running attack is also not a thrust. This is not thrusty. This is swingy. This is strikey. This is exactly the same as what the Morningstar would do. Silly game. That's silly. This is not how war picks work. You don't thrust. Thrust just means impaling damage. Well, that's just silly. Because even in the item's description, it says hits heavily with thrust damage. It's weird. Ugh. Like, that's very inconsistent then. Because they're talking about that having thrust damage because it's got a piercing attack. Well, in that case, all swords should have thrust damage, which they do, but then the Morningstar should also have thrust damage, because it's covered in lots of tiny spikes, and those little tiny spikes will pierce things. So if we're just talking about things that pierce, this will pierce. That's why it gives you the bleed attack. I mean, technically it should more be crushing damage, because you're relying on the weight behind it. The spikes are ahistoric and slightly weird in that a lot of maces did not have that many spikes because they would become entangled in chainmail and clothing, and it's just fucking weird. But yeah, it's weird. I do not approve of how they've labelled it. It's just it's silly. It's just weird. I mean, I like it as a weapon, but that's because I like war picks, because they're kind of halfway house between axes and maces, and I like maces because maces are fucking awesome. That's why I want to like this Morningstar, but the recovery is just so bad. So I think I'm probably gonna maybe stick with a halberd or a spear. Oh, I don't know. I might stick with the spear actually, just so I can keep a shield up and touch things. Aren't the spikes blunt? No, the spikes on a Morningstar aren't blunt at all. Like, these are... I'm trying to see if we can get any closer, but... Yeah, look, you can see they're definitely very sharp. They tailor down to a point. They're not like flanges or something like that. They're not rounded or flanged or anything like that. They are just full-on spikes sticking out of that. I think I might just go with the spear as the secondary thing so I can keep the shield up. This will be useful, I think, in narrow corridors. How do you attack with it two-handed? Yeah, you still thrust. But I also like the two-handed halberd stuff because it's big sweeps, which is useful for taking out lots of things. But you rarely find yourself fighting lots of things, so maybe a spear as a secondary thing, but then I'll just be doing what I'm doing with a sword, which is herd things into a narrow place and attack, but I guess it'll allow me to keep the shield up, so maybe we use that for the secondary item. Or I could go true Sunbro mode and have my talisman as my secondary main hand weapon, so I can keep my shield up while I'm casting miracles. Although, to be fair, I don't think you can actually keep your shield up while casting miracles. I think it always comes down anyway, so yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Well, you need it.
If this is the case, then I think... What other interesting weapons does he have that I can spurg out over the attacks? He's got Pike. Pike requires a lot of strength, though. It's a long spear with a very long red hilt, it's very important. Traditionally used by groups of soldiers, that's true for distance thrusting, has the longest range of a non-projectile weapon. That's actually accurate for a pike, I understand. You wonder when I'm going to stop calling the halberd a halberd. It's a halberd, that's what it is, that's how you pronounce it. That is the correct pronunciation of halberd. I suppose you're one of those people who calls it a halberd, like it's got an E in it rather than two A's. It is pronounced halberd, because it has two A's in it, that's how you pronounce it. If you are pronouncing it as halberd or halbeard, then you're doing it wrong. Halberd is the correct pronunciation. Yeah, I know that holding a thing with this up is kind of bad because you drain your stamina and it's the stamina that you need to block. But, you see, this is where having a lot of stamina comes in hand, and where eventually getting the Grasscrest shield also comes in handy, because then you regenerate your stamina while you regenerate your stamina. Like, you do it even faster, which is great. If I want to go down the spear path, which I might do, because there is an interesting spear which I want to get. I suppose it depends on, do I want this character to become my main character for doing the achievements and getting all of the awesome weapon gear, or do I want to do that on my other character? It would make more sense to do it on this guy because I've missed the opportunity on my other character because I've not done any of the dragon tail cutting, which is tradition in the Souls thing. Is the man who wields a halberd pronounced as a halberdier or a halberdier? It's a halberdier. It's the same way, it's a halberdier. But yes, it's a long E in halberd. It's not a erd. It is wrong to pronounce it as that way. Yeah, so, I don't know, still, spear, halberd, spear, halberd, spear, halberd. It occurs to me, while I'm using all of this time working out which awesome weapon that I want to... What was the reason for this? The reason was I was going to work out which shield I was going to use. Because that would then determine which main hand weapon I use. Knight Shield doesn't make me fat roll yet. The spear is considerably lighter though, so... I still wouldn't be fat rolling if I used that. What was the thing? Oh yeah, it was when I used the cross... What was the combination of stuff? It was the crossbow and that turned it into fat rolling. So if I don't equip the crossbow, because I want to get the faith up by 5 levels, then I could use that and have the talisman in the offhand. Which allows me my miracles! Which then actually means I can use whatever I like in the main hand, and it's really not a problem at all. There's so many... There's just so much. What I really want is the pike, because that just sounds awesome. It's like, oh, it's got a really long range and it's very pokey. Good. I like long range pokey things. Those are great.
Use it, need any.
There's no real gear that I want reinforced. The big thing is just that I can reinforce the Knight Shield, but not the Dragon Crest Shield. That's the big thing because of the Titanite problem. So I might switch over to the Knight Shield. Just because I can upgrade it. Although it still blocks 100 physical no matter what, it's really the passive upgrade. Which the Knight Shield is more magic, but considerably less fire and less magic. So still, from that standpoint, it would still be a downgrade. Of course, it occurs to me I will probably end up upgrading both a spear and a halberd anyway. Because, well, of course I will. But there's better spears elsewhere in the game, and I can't remember where you end up getting them. But you're going to end up wanting to upgrade them all the way anyway, so that I can ascend them into different things using souls. So... But by having the spear, it all depends on me getting the Grass Crest Shield so that I can keep the shield up while I'm spearing people as well. And how long is it going to be until I get that Grass Crest Shield? Probably quite a while, because getting past the golem thing at the bottom of these stairs is going to be a fucking nuisance, because I don't have any ranged weaponry, really, until I get to level 25 and can get the thing. The lightning thing.
I'll be seeing you there.
Okay, we're gonna go with what we've got, and I am going to attempt jolly cooperation to get the faith requirement to join the Covenant down to 20, which means I'm going to need my soapstone, and I'm gonna go and put it near the dragon, the giant gaping vagina dragon. See, the old pronunciation is bard or bart. Yes, for the halberd. It became but because, well, things just change over time and become wrong. This is why I will always and forever call it a bard or a bart, because that is what it would have been known as at the time. Thus making it more accurate. Because that's also how it would have been spelled at the time as well, rather than the extra E. Although actually both spellings are acceptable, as an A or an E in the second half. I've always spelled it with an A in the second half, as has pretty much everyone from Britain that I've ever met. On account of it, you know, being the correct way to do it. I'm gonna poke this guy, we're gonna have a spear fight, it's gonna be great. Spear fight! Spear fight! Spear fight! And I lose all my stamina from poking, so I can't block. It's great, guys, honestly. swing this war pick around a little bit. Let's see if it is just as bad as the mace. I'm pretty sure it is just as bad as the mace. But let's find out. I don't know, when you actually hit things, is it as bad as the mace for recovery when hitting things? Let's find out. Please don't stab me while I'm in the inventory. Who's gonna stab me while I was in the inventory? Please don't stab me while I'm in the inventory. I just want to do some comparisons. Okay. I just want to compare the... It seems like the war pick is a little bit faster when you... on the wind-up. No, they're actually the same. Yeah, the war pick and the mace, they're the same on the wind-up speed. It just depends if I basically want a bleed attack or a non-bleed attack. How do I pronounce Berkeley? I pronounce Berkeley as Berkeley, because that's how it's spelled. I will only pronounce it as Barclay if it's got an A in it, as in the bank. Because it is, at that point, it has become Barclay, not Berkeley. There's a difference. That one actually then makes sense, because that one is then being pronounced phonetically. I can't decide between the Warpick and the Morningstar. I do quite like the Morningstar. I like the bleed. It just... Once you get those 2 or 3 hits in to stack it up so the bar's full, and then you get that final swing to get the bleed. That seems kind of nice. How exactly you cause bleed damage to skeletons, I'm not entirely sure. But you do, somehow. I'm just gonna stab you in the back with a mace. Somehow. Don't question it. I just want to stab you in the back with my mace. You'll enjoy it. I just want to stab you in the back. I just want to stab you in the back with a mace. Look at that. Fucking is a thing of beauty. It's amazing. That really should have been a backstab. There we go. Warpick to the back. I kind of like this Warpick, actually. It's fun. I also like the Morningstar. But I think the Warpick just looks cooler. It's just that it... I can hear footsteps. Oh yeah, that's the zombie things above me, isn't it? I think the only reason it does less damage is because I've got the, is because of dexterity scaling. How is strength parameter C in blue on the Morningstar? Is it a high C or a low C? That's really bizarre. I'm guessing the only reason, yeah, that this does more damage is because it also scales with dexterity. So I'm guessing when you get dexterity higher, that would make a Warpick better than the Morningstar. And I suppose if you're going high dex, a spear would end up objectively better than a halberd then. Kinda weird like that. Just things that I did not know or did not think about. So I guess as my dexterity increases, which still not sure if I actually want to do that or not, but I like having a mace as an offhand weapon. It's just because I like maces, so I am maybe a little bit biased like that. And I've got a more well-rounded shield here. Okay, so anyway, what was I gonna do? I can't remember. I was going to... I was looking at leveling up gear. Decided that I didn't really need to. Probably will eventually. Can't decide what. Ah, yes, I was going to upgrade my secondary weapon. Although, what's the point in having a secondary weapon like that if it's gonna... Like, the mace is literally just a replacement to this sword. I suppose the only advantage is that I can actually upgrade it. I don't know. Maybe I will leave it to chat. Chat, should I use the mace or a war pick? What, which do you vote for? I kinda like the war pick, just because I like how it looks. It just looks fucking awesome. But the Morning Star has a bleed, and bleeds are great. Maybe I could use a spear or a halberd. I don't know. I'm at a loss as to which one I should use. I just love the look of the war pick, man. Look at it. It just looks so fucking cool. Look at it. It's like someone said, hey bro, you want a fucking dagger on the end of your spear? Cool. And then they just put it on this way round for some reason. Because they were like, hey bro, when you hit things with sticks, you know, I put the sword on that way, because yeah. You know, fuck you, I'm bad at putting things on sticks. It's like some guy got the description for making a spear and just kind of read it wrong and was like, oh yeah, I put it on the end of the thing just like you said. And then it just turned out to be fucking awesome. But I also like the Morning Star. I guess my love for the war pick just outgrows my love for the Morning Star. We'll go with the war pick. Although if I find another cool-looking mace, this war pick will be backseated. Like if I can find an awesome flanged mace. Then I might use that, because I like flanged maces, they look fucking awesome.
Well, you need any...
Because I'm not going to be able to upgrade that sword for ages, so... Or that sword anyway. No matter what sword I pick, I'm not going to be able to upgrade it for ages. So let's get the war pick up a little bit. And then shield... Again, I think I'm also just going to have to go with the knight shield, because the Dragon Crest shield is not going to be a thing for a while, because I won't be able to do that. And I'll probably just level the ever-loving fuck out of my war pick, because damage! Damage everywhere! And then I can just put one into the shield, I guess, because... Token gesture, +1 shield, sure, why not?
Get yourself killed. Neither of...
Oh, doesn't he sell Titanite shards? Yeah, it's Titanite shards that I need to upgrade stuff. He does sell Titanite shards. They're only 800 each, they're not hugely expensive. I needed 3 to upgrade my pick, though, to get it to +5. We'll see what shows up. So what's the damage of the pick now? 127... compared to my sword's 80-80, so 80 magic damage plus 80 that, so 160. So the war pick will still not do quite as much damage as my sword, but it will eventually overtake it once I level it up enough. Right. I am going to go and do the Gaping Vagina Dragon now. And more importantly, I'm going to engage in some jolly cooperation, hopefully. So, let's try and think. Where is going to be the best place to put my soapstone? Probably next to the fire. I would imagine the fire that you use to rest in the sewers. It seems to be the tradition in Dark and/or Demon Souls. You put the soapstone next to the fire near the boss you want to do, so that when people have died and got frustrated, they can then go and get it from there. You got anything interesting to sell me?
I've scoured. Where could you, milady?
Yes, milady has fucked off. Shut up. Just... Yes, let me look at your miracles. Yeah, still too expensive. Too rich for my tastes, I'm afraid. Alright. Let's attach ourselves there. Don't drop the soapstone. Why would I drop the soapstone? Why would I do that? It's not like I'm inviting someone into the world and doing the thing with the... Yes. We just want a little bit of jolly anal, okay? It's... How else are we going to enjoy the jolly anal, the jolly rogering, unless someone drops the soap? Like, someone has to drop the soap in order to enjoy a good Jolly Roger. Alright, this is how it works, okay? Okay. Did one of them drop something? They did, cheeky bastards. Alright. Let's see if I remember the way back. This way. I'm trying to think. So, where will I want to put down my white marker? My white marker of jolly cooperation. I am guessing it's going to be next to the bonfire. Maybe I can put it in front of the... I mean, I can also... Where is the summon point for the boss if you've got humanity on? Because that's another good place to drop it, is next to the NPC summons, and sometimes people will summon you as well as the NPC. So if that's the case, then we will engage in the jolliest of jolly cooperation with all of the people. And then I can join the Sun Bros, because I will have lowered the requirement. Because that'll then go down to 20 rather than being 25. No backstabs from the Warpick. Oh, you can backstab. Is rogering another way of saying buggery? Yes, it is. We have a worrying number of words in England for buggery for some reason. I don't know why, but we have a lot of words for it. It's probably best to not question why that would be the case. Alright. I suppose if someone were watching this who was at the same level as me, and you wanted to engage in good old jolly cooperation, you could actually potentially find my soap sign if you were paying attention. That's a thing, isn't it? Kind of a weird way to coordinate, but it could happen. Well, I might drop my soapstone just near there. Where's the bonfire? It's at the end of this hallway of imminent death. I think my sword does more damage to these things. So many annoying slime creatures. Just go away. Leave me alone. Oh, it's cute. There's someone in the chat who thinks that there's an obsession with buggery and anal because of the Navy in this country. No, that stereotype comes from Murica because of the YMCA people doing their in the Navy thing. Our Navy had nothing to do with that. That was all Murica doing that. So that says more about their Navy than anyone else's. The problem that we have in our Navy is guys getting all the girls pregnant. That was actually a problem not very long ago. There was actually a ship which ran aground. I think it was about, what, 15 years ago, something like that. It was quite a big scandal at the time because, oh my god, the Navy ship ran aground. It was because the captain was actually not present on the vessel, and neither was the navigation officer because they both had to go to shore because one of them had knocked up one of the wrens, so they both had to go onto shore to deal with that, and as a result, basically no one had a fucking clue what they were doing. There was no one there who could actually navigate well, and so it hit something, which was weird. So no, that stereotype is full-on Murica, I'm afraid. Do I want to put the soapstone by the fire here, or do I want to put it near the boss? Why was the ship moving without qualified people? No, because I don't fucking know. It's probably that there was someone technically qualified, but there are these things underwater called unsighted hazards, which is basically just stuff that you can't see that you can drive into. So maybe it was just something like that. Because underwater hazards do exist. Alright. Where is going to be the best place to put my mark so that someone can summon me in for this fight? Probably here, right? Because this is the only place... Actually, let's work out where you have to go in order to get to the boss fight. You have to go up those stairs, you have to go down these stairs, you have to go down these stairs. I know that there is a spot over here, which is why they put this crossbow and whatnot. Someone can just stand up here and shoot the thing. So I'm trying to think where's the best place. Probably going to be like here or something, because that way people can see it really easily, I'm guessing. And then we can just go in and hack away at it and lower my requirement. It's either that or I put it by the bonfire. But you've got to come this way anyway in order to do it. So I guess leave the summon sign, hope for some jolly cooperation, and see if someone will summon me in so I can lower my fucking requirement. I just want to check that that is how it works, actually, before I waste the soapstone. I just want to check. Never drop your soapstone right in front of the boss fog unless nothing else is working, okay? As a general rule, place your sign as close to the first bonfire before the boss area as possible. The most likely possibility of getting summoned at the boss arena instead are by hosts that have survived through the level but lost summons along the way and want to summon replacements without backtracking to the bonfire. With only a few exceptions, it's better to help the host through as much of the level as possible for a couple of reasons. First is the host would need help with bosses, have a greater chance of dying on the way to the boss and losing their human form, thus their ability to summon you. Second is that if you leave it right in front of the boss arena, the hosts are more likely to summon others who have placed their signs earlier in the level instead of you. Huh. Does the lowered requirement help if you work if you or only if you kill the boss? I don't understand what that question is. No, it just says dump it at the, basically at the bonfire and hope for the best, I suppose. I guess the chance is that if I put it there, though, I'll be pulled into someone who wants to do the entirety of the fucking sewer for some reason. Well, let's find out. I'm guessing the question is, does the lowered requirement work only if you help kill the boss? So yes, I do have to help kill a boss. As long as I get... as long as I am summoned in and a boss somewhere dies, it will probably be this one, since it's the closest one. That will lower the requirement. And I'm pretty sure it only works if I'm summoned, not if I summon someone else. You can see if there are others co-oping in the sewers if you go human. That's true. Alright, let's reverse it and see. We'll just, I guess we'll just see if there's any, call signs around there. I gotta wonder, does it work if I summon, or do I have to be summoned? I'll quickly check that as well, actually. Oh, it is clearing a boss while being summoned. Alright, well there's no signs by the fire there. Let's see if other people have dumped them down by the boss. So if I see where someone else's one is, that might give me a better idea of where to put mine. Of course, there's always the chance that while I'm on the way to this, I'm going to get invaded by someone. At which point I will probably just press Alt F4 and leave the stream, because fuck PvP. PvP is bullshit. Every time I have PvP'd in this game, it's been against some twink spammer or some person using some sort of map exploit. Hello, cat. What are you shouting about? It's not actually, no, it is dinner time, I suppose, in a few minutes. So, we'll see. Where is... Ah, there's one. That's in order to summon Sunbro, though. So if I just dump mine here, then someone will have a choice. Check my summon sign, ThiCCsalot. Yeah. And now I just have to wait, I guess, until someone else does it. Yep. This is the boring part of the game. Waiting until someone notices the summon sign and then it actually summons you into the world. Now we just have to wait. Because if I am the way of the white, I think I've got priority on it though, don't I? So... you only need to do it once. Do what once? As far as I'm aware, that's the summon sign down, and now that's it. I just have to sit and wait. Let's just quickly double check the requirements. Here, use to drop a sign for co-op, and that's it. Yep, so I literally just have to drop the sign and then stand around and wait like some dumbass who's just waiting for something, I guess. Although it says you can use it in hollow or human form, though, so I didn't need to reverse the hollowing. Notice my summon sign? No. Because the point is, I need to be summoned into a game, not to summon someone else, so that I can get the level requirement reduced for the Sunbro Covenant. That's the purpose of this entire exercise, because it will save me having to level up. Because I'm too lazy to do another 5 levels to get the faith requirement up to 25. And I just want to check that it works, basically. So, yeah. I now just have to, I don't know, fucking sit and dick around and wait for someone to go like, oh, there's a summon sign there. I should probably summon this person, and then they see the name ThiCCsalot with the weirdly capitalized C's, and they will go, ah, that is clearly a very thick player. Look at him with his mighty war pick. It's great. Why would you not want this person on your side? It's amazing. Yep. What do you want, cat? I know, you want food, don't you? Yep. I know, Baba, it's food time. I was being a smartass. You are waiting to be noticed. It's true, I'm waiting to be noticed. You would be amazed to how many times when people do this notice me thing, they're not actually joking. It's kind of sad, really. What is it, Bar? I know you want dinner, but I am doing something different. You're going to have to wait a few minutes, little cat. Your summon sign disappeared, so I can't even... Ugh. That's fucking ridiculous. So I can't even, like, walk away from it and go and... actually do other stuff, like kill other things. Oh, that is ridiculous. So I can't even, like, go and kill enemies, I just have to now literally sit AFK for fucking ages until someone notices the sign and summons me. That is fucking bullshit. What? What was that massive whinge? You're gonna be sick, aren't you, cat? Okay. And now my cat has decided she wants to throw up, which is wonderful. Okay then. Why have you decided to be sick now? That's so fucking annoying. She hasn't been sick for fucking ages, and now she's just decided, oh hey, you're doing something, time for me to be sick again. Great, thanks. If you keep doing this, Bar, you're going to go back to the vet, and you hate going to the vet, so don't do it. Can I at least stand here and kill one or two things in order to fucking kill a bit of time while I wait for their shitty peer service to work? I'm assuming I am online for this. I guess if I turned it to global... Turn the matchmaking to global, maybe? Have more potential options? Well, I suppose that means it's more likely that I'm going to get invaded. But I'm pretty sure, isn't there only like a one-way system for summoning and invasion, and it only works... Like, you can only have one open at any given time, so when you're actively seeking for cooperation, you can't be invaded? I think that's how it works, I'm not sure. Apparently there is just no one playing Dark Souls at the moment who wants to do this boss. Yep. No one fucking cares. As long as I stay in the sewers, the sign shouldn't disappear, so... Yeah, let's just go poke things in the sewers very slowly and carefully, I guess. Kill some time, I suppose. Yep. Look, there's a person. Look, there's a person in the game. Come and do the boss. Come fight the boss. I want my requirements. There we go. Being summoned to another world as Phantom. Awesome. We're going to engage in some jolly cooperation. Oh cool, this person has the same armor and the same gear that I have. I'm going to wave at you. Hello, sir. And we've got Sunbro as well. Damn, son. Let's go. Let's get in here then. Let's make it happen and we can lower our requirements to 20 as long as I don't die while doing this. This is the first time I've ever co-opted in this game, so I have no idea how this is going to work. Let's see. Oh, it's cool, we've got a wizard, which means this fight should be really easy, because I did this as a wizard on my character, like Derpington, and this guy just fucking melted. Let's go, Solaire. Yeah, this dragon is just gonna... Actually, can I sever the tail? Can I sever the tail in... That's gonna go the other way next, isn't it? No? Okay. I wonder if you can sever the tail in two-player. Doesn't look like it. Let's use the awesome sword of no swords. Hello, Dragon Tail. I want to see if I can sever you in co-op. Apparently you can't. Let's two-hand this, I guess. Do more damage. Encourage you to not face the host, shall we? Oh no, my weapon is at risk. Wow. I just got fucking one shot when that thing had like 1 HP left. That's amazing. But victory was achieved, so surely that must count. I got the Sunlit Medal, that means victory counted. That must mean that the victory counted, surely. Because if that didn't count even when it said victory achieved, and I've got 2 Sunlit Medals, that means it must have counted. That must have been alright. I mean, that was some fucking bullshit, literally being insta-jibbed as the fucking thing died. Putting me into a fucking unlockable death that those guys apparently couldn't do enough damage to it to finish, so the boss was literally like, I'm gonna put myself into an iframe insta-kill on you. Because, fuck you, I guess. Yeah, I did get souls and humanity and the medal, so yes, I'm pretty damn sure that counted. Of course, the only way to know for sure is going to be to go and check my progress at the statue. So let's go and do that, I guess. Walk all the way to the Sombro statue and see that it's like, nope, you're still not there, because fuck you, that's why. And if that's the case, I am going to call bullshit, because the boss was obviously killed. It even said that victory had been acquired. And if victory has been acquired, then surely that means we're done. Yeah, can you imagine if he one-shot the host? Yeah, that would have been bullshit. That attack was fucking ridiculous. It's like, oh, what's that? You've got nearly full HP. Lol, no you don't. Get fucked. I suppose it's in some ways a good thing that it did it to me and not the host, because that way I don't think the victory would have counted if it killed the host. And then I killed it afterwards. I'm not sure if that would have counted. Oh, we'll find out. Kind of annoyed that I need to go and fix all of my gear now. But that's the most mild of annoyances in comparison. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it counted. Like I said, I've got the medal and the souls and one more humanity than I went in with. That's normally a good sign. And the weird thing is I'm still human. Which normally when you die, you cease being human. So I'm guessing that that means that I'm okay. Because when you die, you go hollow again. Pretty sure this is the way I went. No, it's this way. Oh, I'm trying to think. What's the... No, it is this way. This is the quickest way, because I'm going to the parish, aren't I? I don't even know if this is the fastest way or not. I just want to get there at some point. Of course, it occurs to me, with the ridiculous number of souls that I have just got, could I level my faith up to 25 anyway? It's very possible. If you wouldn't mind, zombies, I'm trying to get somewhere and do something far more interesting than this. Actually just get... No. Yes, cancel that, it's fine. But that should have worked, so the requirement should be down to 20 now, so I should be able to get my awesome bro lightning fist of awesome. Of course, it occurs to me I might also just want to die here so that I'm not human, so I can't get invaded. Because PvP in this game is bullshit. Oh! Apparently that dragon is still really pissed. And on the bridge. Come on. I should use that force ability more often than I do because it's amusing for that circumstance. Why? Fuck your lock-on bullshit. I don't have any purple moss either, do I, at this point? God, I'm literally gonna fucking die to poison now. I'm just gonna have to go to the I'm gonna just have to get to the bonfire. There we go. We'll get rid of it at least. Okay. Let's see. Yes, we did it. We can praise the sun. We can enter the Covenant. Yes, we're doing it. We are officially Sun Bros now. Learned the lightning spear. I can offer sunlit medals and everything and start getting my way up in the Covenant. Take my sunlit medals, you weird broken statue thing. Yes! You did it! I'm so awesome. I am a Sunbro. It's great. It feels amazing. Let me attune my magic so that I can Sunbro. I'm gonna Sunbro someone. Oh, that's awesome. Look at it. Sunbroing people with the power of suns and bro. Sunbro you. I'm gonna Sunbro you. That has a really long channel time. There is no way you'd be able to keep your shield up doing this. Sunbro you as well. Oh god, I feel awesome. I'm Sunbroing everything. It's great. And we can level up as well, so I could level up my faith and do even more damage with my Sunbro awesomeness. I probably want to start upping my endurance and shit though as well, maybe my dexterity though. So I can get myself an awesome bow and start using an amazing sword and shit like that. So yeah, that's a thing that I could do. What was the dexterity requirement for the sword that literally breaks the game at this point? That was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to check that. It's 18, not 15. Okay. But yay, we did it. We are Sunbroing people. We're fucking awesome. I feel like I have achieved everything that I set out to do in life. Not sure what I want to level up. Probably just more faith, because faith! More damages and more white knighting. But I definitely do want dexterity though, because I probably will want to eventually start using that Black Dragon sword, because it is kind of awesome. But more importantly, I just want to start using longbows later on, because you can still snipe with them better than using the Sunbro Miracles. And I'm pretty sure faith cap is like 30 or 40 or something. Or maybe it's 50, I can't remember. I think it might actually be 50, it might be the one which scales all the way up to 50. I don't know, I'll have to look it up. But whatever, let's do it. More dexterity, sure, why not? Because I will want it. But more importantly, we Sunbros now, chat. We did it. We are the greatest. We are the people with the Sunbroing skills and the ability to lightning people and shiz, and it's great. I feel like this long journey was worth it. But I really do need to go and talk to a blacksmith and fix all of my gear, because it is perhaps a little bit broken. Oh, durability is only 239. That's nothing. What's the problem? Which bit is at risk, armor-wise? None of my armor's at risk. That sword is. That sword definitely is, but none of the gear is. Oh well, whatever. We have done the thing and achieved the things, and I'm gonna go and feed my cat and all the other important stuff that I need to do. But we did it! We joined the Sunbro Covenant and have the ability to lightning people, like Sunbros. So we have achieved the victory, chat. I feel like that is a good thing, and also a nice place to stop, because victory! Let's end on a high for once. It doesn't happen very often in Dark Souls, so I think we should take the win, even if it was a really weird win, getting one shot by a boss and then somehow winning. I'll take it.